know. We know.
Hear me call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, or however you may be viewing. For those on YouTube or streaming live at KERNradio.com, it's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Tuesday. I got to apologize before we get started. I am absolutely worthless. I ain't right because I ain't right.
You ain't right?
I ain't right.
Why would you do that?
Well, as I'm sure Mr. Flores chronicled, we were watching the ball game at Casey Steakhouse, me and Mike Arier, and someone brought up JR's name. He's very popular down there at Casey Steakhouse. We'll just leave it at that. But
he's popular at the stockyard, sure.
Yeah, he's very well. He's particularly popular at Casey Steakhouse at the main restaurant, but we're not going to get into that. And so Liz, the lovely bartender, said, "I'm going to call JR." And I said, "JR ain't coming down here. He ain't coming down here. It's the seventh inning. He ain't coming down here." And 50 minutes later, in comes Mookie Betts. JR in his Betts uniform. And, you know, we thought we'd be there for another half hour, maybe. And we walked out of there at midnight. I got home at about 12:15. I was texting. Why do you people don't talk on the phone? I was texting last night for 45 freaking minutes.
Now, question though, because
let's don't get into it.
No,
let's don't get into it.
Just because why didn't
come on. We're on the plane now. Come on.
Fair. All right, fine. I'll ask you in between the break.
Thank you. The YouTube people are here, and I won't turn my mic off. But let's just. I was just texting for it. So now it's 1:00. I don't get to sleep till like 2:30.
Naturally.
And I wake up at like 10 to 7.
Uh-huh.
So my eyes hurt. You can probably hear it in my throat. I'm working on 3 hours sleep, and I'm worthless. I apologize. But as I used to say when I get caught by my parents, it just had to be. I remember I threw a party and my parents forgot their passports or something and had to come back to the house. And I had already had a party. They literally left at like 7 and they were back at the house at like 8:30. And we already had like 6 or 7 of my boys and a couple of girls at the house. And my dad walked in and he said, "What the hell's going on?" I just was like, "It is what it is, Dad. I mean, it had to be. You know, he left and I don't get the house that often. Boy, if you don't get these people out of my house." Went, got his passport, cleared out the house, got in the car, went to the airport. And that's all I can say to y'all. It had to be. And if you go into Casey Steakhouse, give Liz some love for us because she was kind enough to hang with us. Fortunately, she is my neighbor. She lives in the proximity of Casey Steakhouse because if she lived in the Southwest or the Northwest or the Northeast, ain't no way she'd have no way she would have stayed. But she hung with us till midnight, and it was really, really nice of her. We even got it was so long, Chris. And Mike and I had fillets. JR didn't eat, but Mike and I had fillets, and we were like hungry again. And Luis, the cook, hung around. So we went back there and brought out a shrimp cocktail. And guess what Ralph Bailey did?
Did you eat the whole thing by yourself?
No, but I had 2 shrimps.
So
I'll be limping by tomorrow.
It's only 2 though. It could have been worse.
And I'm on the allopurinol, and I don't feel it today, but it's gonna hit me. But just an unbelievable game. I was just talking to Randy, and I still say the Gibson game is the greatest game I ever saw. Yeah. I still believe that.
Honestly, with the injury that he came
exactly,
back into,
where he wasn't supposed to play.
Not at all.
Gibson didn't get introduced, and most of you know the classic Vin Scully story. Scully tells the story. He's doing the game with Joe Garagiola, and this is Scully telling the story of the broadcast. He said, "Is she wearing pajamas? Oh, it's Halloween. I was like, holy Toledo. Our girl is wearing black silk pajamas. I forgot it's Halloween. This is why I hate Halloween. When I went to dinner last weekend, people were dressed up. Halloween is like it's a month-long holiday. Just don't make no sense.
Somebody explained it to me as Halloween is the LGBTQ community's Christmas.
True.
Said,
and
okay.
and females
And
Christmas.
females, yeah, overall, yeah.
Where they get to wear black silk pajamas out in public and damn near gave me a heart attack.
I was like, I've never
We
heard
have
it
a
explained.
beautiful blonde that works in our complex that walks at about this time every day. If you see my head turn to my right, that's why at about 3:05. She's wearing black silk pajamas. Anyway, back to the ballgame. So Vin tells the story. He tells the director, he just says, follow me. And Vin goes into his diatribe. If you look, Kirk Gibson, who wasn't even introduced today, as you can see, and then the producer starts panning from the door of the clubhouse near third base, slowly pans down the dugout. And Vin says, Kirk Gibson's not even in the dugout. Now, the part of the story that Vin, Gibson, and Bob Costas tells is that inspired Gibson. Gibson's like, what did he say? And Gibson gets up. Now Costas joins in and tells the rest of the story. Costas is in the mouth of the clubhouse down by third base, waiting to go over to the Oakland locker room to celebrate, to get the winning comments. And Costas says, all of a sudden, I'm in the doorway of the clubhouse and I hear this thwack, thwack. And he peeks down the clubhouse runway and it's Gibson hitting off of a tee. And Gibson tells Mark Heisler, tell Tommy, I can't run, but I can make a couple of swings. And you guys know the rest. To me, that's the greatest game I ever saw. Because the guy wasn't supposed to play. And had he got a base hit to right field, he would have likely been thrown out of first base. Literally. He literally would have been, because he had a sore knee that he screwed up in the Mets game, and he had a bad hamstring. As Vinny said, he can't push off and he can't land. And that's why he wristed it out of the ballpark. But this was the craziest game I have ever seen. And not just because it went 18 innings, and not just because we won, and not because 3 or 4 Dodgers hit balls where I jumped up in the middle of the restaurant like, it's over, it's over. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Warning track?
Many times.
But just the weirdness of the game. The third strike or the walk,
The walk that wasn't.
where the guy walked off first base, we tagged him out, that began the weirdness.
That could have been the run that would have won it for him.
Absolutely. And then Edman and Teo went from being could have been the GOATs.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't mean the greatest of all time. But remember, Edman lets a ball go under his glove that led to a rally. And they scored a couple of runs. And you're like, Tommy.
That's what got Glasnow put down.
And then he comes back and he makes the ball goes off Freeman's glove. He slides into right field, feels it, and throws the guy out at third base.
I don't know why. That bugged me. That bugged me so bad. There
God,
were
that was a
many
great
base
play.
running errors by the Blue Jays.
Yes.
I said, what are you doing? Like,
And then
whatever.
Teo, they hit a ball down the line. It hits the Fox audio guy.
Yep.
Why he's on the field, I still haven't figured out. The ball bounces back towards home plate. They've got their fat catcher coming around third.
Wow.
Teo's got him dead to rights, and he damn near throws it in their dugout. Will's got to come way over here, and anything in the zip code of the home plate, and he tags him out. So they both make errors. And then another ball is hit in the corner. Teo's got to run like 50 yards to get it. And he makes a perfect strike to Edman. Edman makes a perfect strike to Will Smith. Will Smith catches and is like, where is he? Oh, here he comes. Now you're out. I had to wait for him, guys. It was so late.
Yeah.
He almost missed the tag.
Yeah.
He looked for it. He's like, where is he? Oh, here he comes. Now you're out. just the fact that they both screwed up, and you say, well, Ralph, he just hit the cutoff man. A lot of guys wouldn't have done that.
Nope.
Dave Parker wouldn't have done that. Roberto Clemente wouldn't have done that. Bo Jackson wouldn't have done that. And if you've ever played baseball, like I know you have, the one phrase you'll hear your coach screaming at the outfielders throughout every practice is, hit the cutoff man.
Oh, 100%.
Hit him in the ball cap. Hit the cutoff man. Don't try to be a hero.
I argue that it's slower to hit the cutoff man sometimes, though, depending on who you're throwing it to.
And depending on what kind of arm you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Because who's the Blue Jay right fielder?
Oh, it's not Varsho, is it?
No,
it was.
no. If you say it, I'll know it.
Luke's, Varsho, and
Something with a Z.
let me look it up. I know exactly.
Well, whoever.
Yeah.
That kid's got a shotgun. I would tell him never hit the cutoff man. Because didn't he throw somebody out at the plate? I don't think I saw that play. I think I was in the bathroom or something. But
No, I don't think you guys got thrown out at all yesterday. I know the Blue Jays did.
no, Freddie got thrown out at home plate, didn't he?
Did Freddie get thrown out at home plate?
I think I was in the car. Is what
Did I
I
missed that one. JR saying he did, so you must have.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think I heard it. I think I was in the car at the time. Wasn't that early, JR? In the game when he threw him out at home? Yeah, I was in the car when that happened.
Ernie Clement. No, that's the third baseman. Varlin.
Is it Varlin? No, I don't think so. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it was the craziest game I've ever seen in my
Oh, it's
life.
Springer. Would it be
No,
George
Springer
or
was
is it
out in the
DH?
seventh inning. He's the DH, and he left in the seventh inning.
And then, yeah, and that's when they brought in Ty France to pinch hit for him.
And that was another error on their part. They kept pinch running guys, and then they ran
Yeah.
out of guys.
Yeah,
That was
you guys ran out of pitchers. They ran out of batters. I thought that was the
and
funniest part.
did you see what was going on at the end of the game?
Yup.
Yamamoto was up.
Well, I'm surprised you guys didn't go to him earlier, to be honest with you. But I mean, with the way the bats were swinging, I guess you don't want to chance it.
And when we brought in CK, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Did you hear the commentators afterwards too? It's
No.
like, and that'll be the last pitch you see him throw from the Dodger mound. I said,
Because he
"Are you
threw ball 4. He threw ball 4.
Yeah, so they're saying
We were lucky.
You're never going to see this man pitch again.
And I was thinking to myself, why is Dave doing this to this guy? Because
the arm.
if he had checked his swing and not swung at that, we lose 6-5. And everybody's talking about Clayton Kershaw today. It's just the wildest, craziest game I've ever seen.
Was that enough to wipe away a lot of Clayton's badness
Yes.
in the playoffs?
Oh, if we win it, yes. And let's hope that, I don't know who said it, but I can't remember who said it, but let's hope that we've got a big lead on what, Thursday?
Yeah.
And he can come in and get the last out. You know?
I think
Not the last inning.
No.
Not the last inning. No,
Last
no, no.
out, sure.
Last out. We'll let him get
Sure.
the last out. That'd be a nice way to end it.
God, could you imagine though? You guys have like a 6-run inning or 6-run lead, 1 out, and he blows it. Could you imagine?
We love Clayton, but we'd hang him.
Yeah.
We'd Mussolini his ass.
Yeah. I don't think you'd ever want to see him again.
That's just incredible. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. We're running late. I got some incredible stats that I'm going to share with you from last night and some other events. Shohei cramping up at second base,
That got me.
where
really
my heart
excited.
stopped.
9 times the man was on base. 9 times.
What can we expect out of the guy tonight?
6 innings at the minimum. You see him after the game in the locker room. He's pumped.
He
He's
was
ready.
jumping up and down.
He's ready. He wants to go right
If he
now.
goes 6, dude,
think
I
he's gonna
still
go 6.
think, just like the Gibson game was better, but this was one of the great games and one of the strangest games. I still think athletically, Bo Jackson's the greatest athlete I ever saw.
That's probably
I'm sorry. Athletically,
That's true.
230 pounds running a 4.340. I've never seen anything like that.
Calvin Johnson was pretty good too, though. Although he didn't.
Yeah,
play
but
multiple sports.
Bo, exactly. You ever see Bo? A lot of guys broke bats over their thighs.
Yeah.
Did you see when he struck out with the Yankees
he
and he
did
broke it
the
over his head?
Yeah.
Bo is the greatest athlete I ever saw. This guy is the greatest team player
Yeah. Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah.
Because he's just doing things that nobody's done in the sport. Michael Jordan never did something that no one in the sport had done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Bill Russell won 7 or 8 straight. Kobe scored 81. Wilt scored 100. I mean,
Yeah, Mike just did stuff great.
yes, but he didn't do things that nobody's ever done. This cat's coming off a 50-50 season, which nobody had ever done. And now, in the last 9 at bats, he's got 5 home runs, 2 doubles, 6 runs, 6 RBIs, 6 walks, 24 total bases. And oh, by the way, he's pitching tonight in about 2 hours. I ain't never seen anything like it.
He's an android, I'm telling you. He is an android created by
He's
the
got to
Japanese
be.
government.
He's got to be.
Just solely to come over here, hit home runs, steal bases, throw pitches, and make money.
And you know that piece of crap? I was up till 3, actually, because I saw the beginning of WFAN, Boomer Esiason, and Gio.
Yeah.
And do you know Gio brought up the betting thing?
See, I said this, though. What if he comes out like Michael one day and just says, I love gambling? Will we just kind of accept it? Will we just kind of let it go?
Gio implied that baseball helped cover that up because they didn't want to lose their 700. Oh, stop.
No,
Would you stop?
It's not true. I know.
It's not true.
But I mean, I'm just saying.
Nobody goes to jail for their pals.
No. Well, who's to say? Like Brandon said, unless I see a picture of that man in a prison, I'm not going to believe they sent him anywhere.
And you tell him I'll give you $10 million when you get out of jail? No,
exactly.
no.
I'm making $100 million by the time you get out, big guy.
No. We got to get going. I got a couple of stats I'll share with you before we get to the bottom of the hour because we're off to New York City. Teresa Goldner will talk with us via the Rogers Brandon Global Telephone Network. We'll talk about, since she's in New York, Zoran Mamdani. Got a little audio from Zoran from a time ago. The preliminary hearing for Ray Mata Jr. and Gabriela Bustamante got underway today, and KGET is reporting some ugly, ugly things that were found out in the prelim. I'll give you that. Netanyahu launches attack on Gaza, and Speaker Johnson repudiates any attempt to insinuate that Donald Trump's going to run in 2028. That's our show. Again, I apologize if I'm off my game a little bit, but we do have a lot to talk about. There's lots going on. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Tuesday right here on News Talk 96.1, AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
On the next Armstrong and Getty Show, we'll share with you one of the most brilliant, eloquent takedowns of Mamdani and the neo-Marxists you've ever heard. You're going to want to get the whole thing tattooed on your chest.
Israel striking Gaza again? Is the ceasefire over? We'll check in on that. Trump is in Asia, getting closer to that big meeting with President Xi.
You got Joe's call.
The latest news for you.
And you got Dave.
Armstrong and Getty Show.
And no Jeter? Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Ralph Bailey
for Adaptive Networks. You know, a lot of IT companies.
Oh, you separate? I didn't want Megan. I forgot to tell you that. Just want her
we've teamed up with Adaptive Networks because they know no two businesses are exactly alike, and your IT should be guided by other MSPs.
My eyes hurt. I'm so tired.
Packages. Adaptive Networks takes the time to listen.
Dude, there's no way I see the game tonight.
Challenges, your industry requirements. They build custom
hey, what's happening? Hey guys,
not the other way around.
Did I scare you?
Whether you're a small company or a growing enterprise, Adaptive Networks.
Are you a Dodger fan?
Their
No.
approach means you get exactly what you need. Don't settle for
Giants.
Support. Call Adaptive Networks
Dodgers.
today to discover what truly customized technology solutions can do for your business. Adaptive Networks, because your business is unique and your IT should be as well. Visit adaptive-net.com or call 661-241-0638 today.
Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is sale day. No one can beat us, no one can touch us. You won't find better prices. Shop and compare, we don't care. Take a look our way. Come into Carpet Outlet Plus.
I'll probably come back Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
Oh no, Dad, I spilled juice on the carpet.
Don't worry, kiddo. We have stain-resistant carpet from Carpet Outlet Plus.
Dad, look, the Dexys water bowl all over the new floors.
Everything is fine. We have brand new waterproof floors from Carpet Outlet Plus. You can find everything you need for family-proof floor at Bakersfield's best flooring store. Now offering 1 year, no interest financing. Carpet Outlet Plus, 3.5 blocks west of 99 on Rosedale Highway.
Yeah.
They just have to know your title. And
I'll give them your email. And then they'll fill all
Meet
that in.
Paul Sheldon's client, Norma Diaz, owner of La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream.
Hi, I'm Norma Diaz from La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream, and I'm a
Who's picking
client
up,
and friend of Paul Sheldon.
what's
I've
her
known
name?
Paul for many, many years, and my parents happened
got
to
a
be his
boyfriend?
first client. So, of course, I called Paul and immediately felt this peace come over me, knowing that I
Really?
didn't have to freak out about making a big
Good for her.
His knowledge about
No kidding.
and your health insurance needs are beyond compare. And I was taken care of immediately by his wonderful staff. He knew everything that I needed and what I wouldn't need, so I was pretty much in and out of there in record time. If you're getting to that age where you're going to be needing to know about Medicare, then he's the one to call. He will totally help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. You're going to leave there feeling a great accomplishment and no concerns. And even if you have questions later, his staff can help you out. Those feelings are just priceless to me. So call Paul. You'll be glad you did.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298. The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Did you guys see the president on board the USS George Washington doing his dance in front of the troops? Hanging out with the new female Japanese prime minister. How do I know about the Japanese prime minister? Because I missed it on the New York Times quiz Friday. It was like, you know how we do it. It's a, what do you call that? Multiple choice. And there was one female. And I was like, well, Japanese ain't elected a woman. I know it's not her. And yes, it was. And they created a trade deal. She's buying F-150s from us. She gave him a very famous Japanese golfer who I'd never heard of, his putter to Trump. So we got a great relationship with the Japanese, which is essential. Because don't forget about China. And what's our biggest scare? What China might do in the future.
Come for us and say we want the money right now.
Taiwan.
Oh, that's true too.
And if they blockade Taiwan, we're going to need Japan badly. So his approval ratings have got to go out the roof, particularly if he creates a deal with Xi, who he's about to meet with. But we spent 20 minutes talking about last night's game, and we didn't even mention Will Klein, a kid who was sitting on his couch in Arizona a month ago, not even on the ball club, didn't make the roster for the Phillies or the Brewers game. He had like a 7. He was pitching in Tacoma with the Tacoma Reindeer, where he had a 7.25 ERA. And he's like our new middle guy. But if Shohei is not Superman and we can only get like 4 out of him, I have no idea what we're doing tonight. Because if Blake Trinan comes in, I'm turning the TV off. Blake Trinan was a disaster again. Sheehan looked decent. And didn't I tell y'all that he was going to be vital because he has to be that guy that gets us to Roki. And even Roki was a little shaky. Roki couldn't find the strike zone.
I'm telling you, dude, it's the Blue Jays. They just have a weird way of getting singles, and just as soon as they have 2 or 3 guys on, here comes Vladdy to hit them all home.
Vlad's a bad man.
He is.
He can't run.
No.
He can hit like his daddy.
He can't run.
But he ain't built like his daddy.
Yeah.
Because I just saw his daddy, who's damn near 50, and he's still in pretty good shape. Yeah.
He still looks like he played today.
Yeah. Vlad Jr. looked like a mama. Because he's a biscuit away from being a fatso. And that's why Teo's throw was so bad, because he was the one who was running.
He was the runner.
And should have had him dead to rights.
Barger was
Instead, he
outfielder we were trying
with
to
the shotgun.
Yeah.
That dude's got a gun.
Barger or whatever.
Yeah. And then when I mentioned Shohei coming up lane, we're off to New York. Teresa Goldner joins us next.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Vice President J.D. Vance says he believes U.S. military members will be paid at the end of the week as the Trump administration reconfigures funding in the second longest government shutdown. The pressure to end the shutdown is taking on new urgency. Representative Lisa McClain, chair of the House Republican Conference, said this week more than any other week, the consequences become impossible to ignore. Hurricane Melissa has made landfall on Jamaica as the strongest storm to hit the Caribbean island in the 174 years since records began. It's tied for the strongest Atlantic hurricane ever to hit land. Melissa is now a Category 4 storm with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour. More details at srnnews.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A man could be sentenced to over 100 years in prison after being convicted of shooting and killing a man at point blank range back in 2022. Michael Castillo was found guilty on multiple charges, including first-degree murder and being a felon in possession of a firearm. The DA's office also says that Castillo had suffered 2 previous strikes. While deputies originally pursued Castillo, they searched a home and found an AR-15 they say belonged to him. Mercy Hospital Southwest celebrated a major milestone at a gala on Friday night. The event offered a sneak peek at the newly built Thomas M. Hart Tower, which will bring cutting-edge treatment closer to home for residents of Kern County. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
I thought it was 4 o'clock.
Generous programs are now available that can give you
I'm so punchy. I don't even know what time it is.
Taxes and helping individuals
I'm so
fix their
punchy. I don't even
IRS
know what time it is.
We have over 1,000
Just a
five-star
kid, like,
reviews
what are you
on
still
Google
doing
and an A+ with the
That was
Better
4
Business
o'clock
Bureau.
already.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer.
Dude,
End
how am
your
I gonna
tax
watch the
nightmare
game
today
tonight?
by visiting us online at TRA.com.
I'm gonna eat dinner and I'm gonna pass out. I know I am.
800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax
Maybe the
Relief
adrenaline
Advocates.
and the
Real
anxiety will
solutions
keep
for
me
real
awake.
people.
Must qualify for enrollment.
Because we can win the series tonight. We go 3-1. Ain't no way in the world they beat us 3 in a row.
On the
No way in the
Wednesday
world.
edition of the First Look program,
Wouldn't it be
talk a little
crazy if
medicine
this
with our
dude
friend
goes the
Dr.
distance
Vip
with like
Dev,
86
John Cox
pitches?
with the news quiz. The city of Shafter, not crazy.
I mean, how can you say he's not going to do it?
Plus news and traffic and weather, 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
What, the Boston series?
96.1 and AM
Did we win that game?
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
By the way,
Because I'm happy.
come along if you feel.
It's a Tuesday. And despite the fact that she's on the other coast, Teresa Golder, our former federal magistrate judge, joins us via the Rogers Brandon Global Telephone Network. Judge, how are you?
How are you doing?
I am a little tired. We were up late last night. Did you even try coast?
No, I did not.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
You would have gone. You would have been up till 3 in the morning.
Oh,
18 innings, and it ended about 10 to midnight, 11:50.
oh my gosh. And the Dodgers won, please tell me they did.
Yes, we won. Freddie Freeman hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 18th inning.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It was
That's
crazy.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy.
Gosh. So what is it? So what is it now?
It's
How many
2-1,
games?
and in about 2 hours, the hero, or one of the heroes of last night, Shohei Ohtani, is about to pitch after he hit 2 home runs and 2 doubles last night.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's-
Well, he's hot, isn't he?
He is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah.
That is so great.
Yeah, it
That
was
is so
fun.
great. we actually had the law firm had some tickets to go see one of the games, and we really wanted to snag them, but since we're in New York this week, we couldn't go. So somebody else from the law firm got to go. That would have been fun.
Or you could have snagged them and given them to your favorite radio talk show host.
You know what? I should have.
Don't tell me you could have.
Next time.
Oh,
Next time they're in the World Series.
No. Oh, well, that'll be next season, so don't even worry about it.
Oh, that'd be so great.
That'll be next year.
I've never been to the World Series. That would be fun.
Have
you been to the World Series?
I've been to one in 1978. I was in 11th grade, and it's one of the great World Series games of all time. Bob Welch, after going to a 3-2 count on Reggie Jackson, and Jackson fouled off a pitch and fouled off a pitch and fouled off a pitch, and finally Bob Welch struck him out. The Dodgers went up 2-0 in the series.
Oh, wow.
And never won another game that year.
Oh my gosh.
They
you
got
remember
swept.
all those details.
Yes, I was in 11th grade. That's the only World Series game I've been to, I do believe.
Oh my gosh. Wow, how exciting. Well, okay, so next year, that'd be fun.
Next year, yes.
If we can get tickets next year, we'll send one to you.
You're killing me, though. You could have done it. You're killing me. So where do we find you in Nueva York?
Well, I have some very exciting news.
Ooh.
My husband and I just bought an apartment in New York.
Really?
In Brooklyn Heights. And are you familiar with Brooklyn Heights?
I am.
Right? Are you familiar with the Brooklyn Promenade? It's that
No.
big walkway, big park, and it's right along the water. Like when you see movies of people in New York, and you see them walking along the water.
Right.
And you see the Manhattan skyline in the background.
Mhm.
That's the Brooklyn Promenade. And right now, this apartment is incredible. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. It's right on the water. And I'm looking out the window right now, and I am looking at the Statue of Liberty.
Really?
It's just to our left, right across from me.
Oh, yeah, it's dark back there now.
It's beautiful. It's so, I should send you a picture. It's lit up. It's gorgeous. And then if you look to the right, you see the Brooklyn Bridge. And it's phenomenal. It's so pretty here. The weather's gorgeous, and it's just been a really fun time.
We're not going to lose you, are we?
Oh, no. You know, they call this I'm not very good at
Your vacation pad?
It's called a pied-à-terre.
Yeah, can you translate, please? I only took French in 8th grade.
I think it means pied-à-terre. I think it means a piece of dirt. It's like a little piece of something. You know, it's like a place to go, so you don't have to pay for a hotel. You have your own little place that you can stay when you're here. And so one of these, the building that we're in, a lot of these are co-op apartments.
Right.
And so they're owned by a corporation that actually owns the building. And when you buy an apartment, all you really are buying are shares in the corporation, which gives you the right to the exclusive use of an apartment. And so that most of the buildings out here, most of the apartments are still these co-op apartments. And so you actually have to apply to buy into them. And then you have to be interviewed by the co-op board and all that kind of stuff.
So this has been in the works for a while then, I guess.
Oh yeah, we've been looking for a place for a while, and we got this great place. We got it before it even came on the market, and that's the only reason we got it was because of our real estate agent knew another real estate agent that knew another real estate agent. You know how that goes.
Yeah, I thought New Yorkers looked through the obituaries to find apartments. Somebody died, we got an apartment.
Actually, the person who lived here was a wonderful woman. She was 93 years old.
See?
She lived in this apartment for 30-something years with her husband. Her husband died about 15 years ago. And if she didn't want to leave, but she needed to go into a care facility.
Oh, that's too bad.
But my husband, Barry, we've been meeting our neighbors, this week. We're just here for a week.
Yeah.
And, one of the neighbors that he met this morning was this woman who is 100 years old. Is that cool? She's been living in this building for 45 years.
Wow.
I know.
When you get a piece of property in New York City, you don't budge, boy.
Yeah. Well, part of it is they have this thing, we call it a flip tax. And that means that if you live in a co-op, I don't know if it applies to like condos, but if you live in a co-op and you sell it, you actually have to pay the co-op 3% of the purchase price.
Really?
For the privilege of selling it. And I think they try to do that because they try to discourage people from, buying it and then flipping it and selling it to somebody else.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
So it's been a great week. It's been really, really fun, but I'm looking forward to coming back home.
Have you done anything typical?
Well, we bought a bed.
No. The Met, the Statue of Liberty,
We're doing all
got
that
on a
kind of-
ferry,
we haven't
the
done it.
UN.
No.
No, nothing.
I was over in Manhattan today. Right now I'm looking out the window and I'm looking at all these. It's called the Brooklyn Bridge Park, and they have there's an ice skating rink, and there's a roller skating rink, and there's a basketball courts, and there's pickleball courts, and I'm watching people play basketball right now.
Didn't Trump create that ice? Didn't Trump make that ice rink? Or is it the other one on the other side of Manhattan?
I think he did the one on the other side on Manhattan.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is on the Brooklyn side.
Yeah, I think the one, yeah.
I mean, we've been going out to dinner and stuff, but mostly it's just been, we didn't have, this apartment didn't really have anything in it, so we're just trying to get it sort of furnished. But otherwise, we'd be sleeping on the floor. It's kind of like being newlyweds, you don't have any furniture, you just have to figure out what to do. It's been fun. It's been a great week, but I'm ready to come home. I am.
You've got us all green with envy.
Well, you can
Not jealousy, but envy. Like what?
You can come visit.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. I'll get on a 737 so quick it'll make your head spin.
We'll go see a Yankees game. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be outstanding. I've
love
never been to Yankee Stadium.
Oh my!
The old
gosh.
one or the new one?
Have you been to Met Stadium, the brand new one?
No, but I've been to the original Shea Stadium. My dad was a Met fan. We lived in Queens when my dad was in the Navy.
That's right. So you went to the old one then.
My dad was a Met fan, and we went to the old Shea Stadium that no longer exists.
Oh my gosh, that's quite a place, isn't it?
It really is, or it was. Yeah.
Yep, it's fun. I'm sure we'll start doing more and more of that stuff, but first we have to, have to get stuff in the apartment so we can actually live there when we're here.
Okay.
Anyway, so what people are talking about around here
Yes.
is New York mayoral race. It is the only thing that people are talking about here.
I'm sure.
Who's going to win this race? And that guy, what's his name?
Zoran Mamdani.
Yes, he was. I mean, here in Brooklyn, Brooklyn is like the home of Hillary Clinton's reelection campaign, right? So it's a very liberal place. And so Mr. Mamdani is very, very, very popular right here.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's going to win.
Oh, of course.
You
He's
see
going to
the
win
signs all-
easily.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You know what just happened? They just had some latest polls today, and he has Mr. Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, has cut his lead in half.
Really?
Up until today, Mamdani was 20 percentage points ahead of Cuomo, and now he's only 10 percentage points. And the guy who's in third place is the guy who's
Curtis
voted for
Sliwa.
Guardian Angels.
Curtis
Right.
Sliwa.
And he has 11% of the vote.
But he ain't
So-
getting out. He is professed.
No,
He
no,
claims, as I'm sure you've heard, that he was offered $10 million to get out of the race. And
I
says,
think that's true.
no. I think
I
I've always
that's
thought,
kind of crazy.
yeah, I always thought Curtis Sliwa was kind of a con man. You know what I mean?
Ah,
He rode that. The Guardian Angels, for those like Chris who weren't alive, were extremely popular in the 20th century. They were a civilian kind of police force with no weapons. They had huge presence in the subways and the parks, and they wore these red berets that he still wears.
Right.
That he still wears.
Yeah.
I think he
And
wore it.
he had all these good-looking women that wore the red berets with him and rode
Yeah.
the red berets with him.
But I've always thought, and he got shot once in New York, and he claims that it was the Gambinos trying to get rid of him, and he's still riding that wave. And even if it's true, it's just, I don't know. I've always thought he was kind of.
I remember that, but I remember it was when the subways were. I mean, they're still dangerous, but they were really dangerous.
Yeah.
And he really. I mean, I think he did have an impact on the safety of the subways.
He
back
did.
then, but
Initially,
I
the
think-
Guardian Angels were very effective. They really were.
Yeah, I thought so too. But apparently, he's a Republican. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
But he does not like Mr. Cuomo
No.
at all. All the newspapers here, I guess they've had several debates locally, and the newspapers here, or even the local ones, are reporting him as really not liking Cuomo at all. And there's no way he would ask his voters to vote for Cuomo. So we'll see. But supposedly he is the one, because he has an 11%, voting block there. He is the one person that is holding Cuomo back from coming back and beating Mamdani.
I personally don't think so. I think if Sliwa gets out, Mamdani still wins. And there's good reason for him hating Cuomo, because Cuomo was a horrible, horrible governor. And then we got to peek into who he is as a man, and he's a disgusting human being. The 13 sexual assault cases, I'm sure you've heard New Yorkers talking about him killing their grandparents or their parents during the whole COVID bit. He was a horrible governor and a horrible person, just like his brother Chris. You would never know that Mario was their dad.
You liked Mario.
I loved Mario. I was a liberal Democrat back in those days. And he broke my heart because he never ran for president. Because I thought Mario Cuomo would have been, I thought he would have been a great president.
He would have been really good. Well, the talk, though, here locally is, of course, if Mamdani wins, then everybody's going to have to pay much higher taxes. Everybody's all upset about all that kind of stuff. And how is he going to fund? He's saying he wants to have free buses. Free buses.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday and last week.
Oh, you did? Everybody takes the bus here. Everybody takes the bus.
It's New York City, Teresa.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, who's going to pay for all that stuff? That's what I always wonder.
And the government run grocery stores and the 5 bureaus, and
that's right. That's right. How are they going to make that work?
He can't. He can't. As we've talked about time and time again, ever since he got in the race, socialism is a good idea, but in practice, it just doesn't work. And people like to point to Sweden. Well, Sweden is the size of New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? They don't have 250, 300 million people of different cultures, different backgrounds, different countries, different, demographics. You can't compare. Doesn't work.
We should make a bet then. I'm going to bet you just for fun, okay? Because so far we've bet, I think you've won most of them, but I've won some of our bets. So are you prepared to make a bet with me about who's going to be the mayor next week when they have their election?
Teresa, I don't want to take your whatever you're going to give me, because there's nobody beating Mamdani. Nobody's beating Mamdani. I'm telling you.
I'm going to say that Cuomo's going to win. I think the people that are so afraid of paying more taxes are all going to come out and they're going to vote for Cuomo.
As my grandmother used to say, Judge Goldner, bless your heart. Bless your heart. You think Cuomo's going to win. Bless your heart. Ain't no way. No way. No way. No way.
What do you want to bet? Put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Bailey.
You've got the momentum, and because we've got some audio that is damaging. They're running the police ads now that from the 23 comment that he made about the police. And I hate to have to attribute this, but Sean Hannity had a piece last night where they showed him talking about 9/11, and he's almost in tears about his aunt who's afraid to go on the subways wearing her hijab. Well, come to find out, his aunt never lived in New York City.
And he's also from an extremely wealthy family.
Yes.
And he doesn't like to talk about that. He doesn't let people know. And supposedly his wife is also extremely wealthy. And he doesn't like to talk about that either. So I find that all just so phony. And I think that's terrible.
Yeah.
He should just be honest about who he is and that sort of thing. But, we'll see. But, Eric Adams, I think people, what they're saying here is that what kind of flipped the race for Cuomo a little bit was that Eric Adams came out and endorsed him. And that was the big change. And that caused people to start voting for him. So there you go. Eric Adams, the mayor of New York.
Yeah, but he wasn't polling very well. I don't think it's going to be close.
Okay.
I'm almost willing to give you.
Politician.
Go ahead. I'm almost willing to give you 5 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be close.
I'll take those.
I'll give you the 5 points. I think Mamdani wins by 5 or more.
Okay. All right. And what are we going to bet? Lunch?
Lunch and Luigi's.
Okay, you got it.
Done.
Right, it's on. Put your hand out there. Are you shaking it?
I'm shaking. Okay. Teresa?
That's great. Yeah.
I'm going to start with the truffles. And then I think we'll go on a Wednesday so I can have lasagna. And maybe we'll go on one of my days off on a Saturday so I can have a couple cocktails as well.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
you
yeah.
like those truffles. I know I had lunch there once, and you like those. Those are really good.
I don't start a meal at Luigi's without the truffles.
Well, those are like 500 calories per bite.
Yes.
I think, those truffles.
It's just like garlicky cheese. I love it.
They are so good. That's true. Okay,
Yeah.
you're on. It's a bet.
Okay. All right.
And
All right.
I'll bring you. I'll show you a picture of. I call it the apartment. I'll show you a picture of the apartment when I see
I
it.
would love to see that. Have you been hanging out with the daughter?
Yes, I have, but she's a lawyer here now. She has to work. Somebody in this family has to work, so she's been working a lot. But yeah, she's very excited about all this too. We spent a lot of time with her, and she's, telling me what we need to buy or not buy and all that kind of stuff. It's been really fun. We're going to go out to dinner tonight. In fact, we're going to one of her favorite restaurants called Key Sushi in Brooklyn, and she and my son-in-law. They love sushi, so that's what we're going to do tonight.
Nice, good choice.
But it's not like a big fancy place. It's a chain restaurant, but they have really good sushi, and we like it.
Some of the best
What we're
sushi joints are little holes in the wall. There's a sushi joint in the Marina del Rey. It's kind of on the border of Venice and the marina, and it's in a little mini mart that literally has, or it did back in the day, a 76 station in the mini mart. And you go upstairs. You know how in LA they have the mini marts, not the mini marts, but mini malls, and they have an upstairs and a downstairs. You know what I'm saying? It's like a balcony, and you go upstairs, and it's this tiny little sushi joint that seats about 12 people. And honest to God, this is a true story, Judge. I used to hang out there. I had never been there without running into a celebrity.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's one of the most popular sushi joints in LA, and it's in a mall with a gas station.
Are you impressed by celebrity sightings, Mr. Bailey?
Not at all. I hate celebrities.
So.
No, I hate celebrities.
I've been seeing celebrities around Brooklyn lately.
Ooh, name drop.
The one that I saw, his name is Peter. I think it's Peter Dinkler. He's the
midget
guy.
Or the small guy.
He lives like 2 blocks away from here, and I see him all over the place. I see him at the grocery store. I see him at
Dinklage
the bar.
would be his last name, by the way.
Yes.
What's his name? Dinklage.
Dinklage, yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing him all over the place. I've been seeing him. There's a bar here called the Grand Army. That's one of his favorite places, and we went there, and there he was. And I saw him in the grocery store. There he was. But supposedly, when you see these celebrities, you're supposed to act cool and act like no big deal. Supposedly, Matt Damon lives down the street.
Really?
So is Jennifer Connelly. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Actress. She
was in
a block over.
A Beautiful Mind, I believe.
Yeah. She was. I think she's a great actress.
She is.
That's the kind of this is the neighborhood over here.
A little.
We just live in an apartment. I'm sure they live in big giant houses and big townhouses. We're just in an apartment.
Be quiet, Judge. You're so bougie. You are very bougie. You do realize that. I'm sorry. I mean,
I am not bougie.
Oh,
This is a little tiny 1,200 square foot apartment. It's not bougie.
in New York City.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And Lady Liberty is waving at you right now, Ralph. I'm looking at her, and she's saying, "Make sure you tell Ralph Bailey hi."
You know the deal about real estate, right? Location, location, location. And you're telling me you've got an apartment with a Statue of Liberty view, but it's just a quaint little joint.
I'm looking at it right now, and if I look over to the Manhattan, which is directly across from us, I see the what is the building that replaced the Twin Towers? The big tall building with the big thing on the top.
I don't know.
The lights that go up one tower or something.
I don't know. You got me.
The skyline is just phenomenal right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And actually, I got up really early this morning when it was dark because I wanted to watch. We have a patio, a terrace out here.
Of course,
I wanted to sit out there and watch the city come to life, and in the dark, and watch the lights come on as the buildings came on. A lot of them were lit for most of the night, but most of them were dark, and they all came on, and it was just beautiful. It was so pretty. And I cannot believe how many boats there are that go by on the river all the time. It's like you could sit out here and
Judge?
put your headphones on and just space out watching all the boats in the water.
Judge?
Yes.
I don't mean to insult you, but you're sounding a little like Gavin Newsom, who tried to go on a podcast and say that he was kind of a latchkey kid and he didn't really, he's making cheese sandwiches when he's growing up. I mean, you're in the you're a block from Matt Damon, and you're like just a little tiny little place in Brooklyn Heights.
The tower is called the Freedom Tower.
I haven't seen that.
Did you hear that, Chris? The Freedom Tower, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It changes colors too. It's just. I had no idea how beautiful this city is at nighttime like that, because I don't usually, you usually see the skyline from across the river. I actually think it's prettier if you're in Brooklyn and you're looking across Manhattan than when you're in Manhattan and you're looking across to Brooklyn.
I think DC is like that.
Fortunate.
I think DC is like that. DC, you can go to the same monuments in the day, and then you go at night, and it's like a totally different experience. It really is.
Yeah.
And that's
magical.
I bet New York's like that. I bet you see the green Statue of Liberty at night. I bet that's completely different than seeing it in the middle of the day.
Oh, it's and the torch is lit. I could see that torch right now. It's beautiful.
That is incredible.
I feel very, very fortunate, and of course, Bakersfield will always
you
be.
definitely are.
This is our place to come and hang.
That's a pretty cool place to hang your hat, Jack. I'll tell you that.
Thank you. I feel very fortunate and very grateful to have this opportunity to be here. So thank you, Ralph.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Anything else you want to share with us?
Well, I was going to talk. I actually did some research today. I was going to talk about Halloween cases, but I don't know if that's very exciting. Maybe we can do that next week if you want to.
That's fine.
There's lots of Halloween cases about haunted houses and prisoners that sue. Like there's a case where a prisoner sued Satan, believe it or not, and
he sued what?
He sued Satan. One of the prisoners in a Philadelphia prison sued in federal court. He sued Satan.
Satan? Remember that from Saturday Night Live? No?
No, this is a real
Dana Carvey? I don't remember that. When he dressed up as the church lady? Satan!
Real case. He sued Satan, and the court threw the case out because he said that he had not been able to establish that Satan had an address in the United States, and certainly not in the district in Western Pennsylvania where the case was filed. So they had no jurisdiction over Satan, and the judge, in this kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of case, said, "So sad, too bad. Case is dismissed. You haven't proved that you can get him served."
Well, he was looking up the wrong name.
Well, I should have said devil.
No, he should have looked up Lou Cipher. That's the devil.
That's a good one.
Lou Cipher.
He'd still have to show what his address is.
Oh, okay. And by the way, I stole that from a movie.
That's a good one.
Have you ever seen what's the devil movie with Mickey Rourke and Lisa Bonet? Something Angel Heart. Angel Heart.
I've seen that.
And I'm gonna ruin the movie. Oh, I'm gonna ruin it for you. He's basically hired by this guy named Lou Cipher. And at the end of the movie, we find out that it's the devil, Robert De Niro playing the devil. And then you put the two together. Oh, Lou Cipher, Lucifer. Okay. And that's the big.
Well, that sounds like it would be pretty scary if you ask me.
Oh, it's a great picture. I got about a minute. I hate to bore you, but real quick. A guy signs a deal with the devil during the war. Okay? So he signed his soul away. And he tries to trick the devil and change bodies with someone, but then he gets a war injury and he forgets who he is. So now he comes back from the war thinking that he's Ralph Bailey, but because of his injury, he's forgotten he's made a deal with the devil. So the devil hires him to find himself.
That's genius.
And then at the very end, he realizes, I'm the guy that signed the deal with the devil and I'm going to hell. And it's funny, but it's a scary.
What's the name of the movie?
Angel Heart.
Okay, maybe I'll watch that on Halloween.
You really should. It's a great picture with a very young Lisa Bonet in the film as well.
Oh, she is beautiful.
She is. She was gorgeous back then.
Well, thank you for the tip. I'll use that for my Halloween movie going idea.
And we appreciate you taking time out of your lovely vacation to spend a half an hour with us. It was extremely nice of you.
Thank you for letting me call in on the Rogers Brandon
Global Telephone Network. That's correct.
I love it.
All right. Have a wonderful time. Say hello to your daughter for us.
Thank you very much, Ralph. You take care.
All right. You too. Safe travels. Quick time out. Don't go anywhere.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Makers, this
Is that hilarious, y'all? She thinks she's in a tiny little apartment that has a view of the Statue of Liberty.
From Town Hall, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Pentagon has announced a deadly attack on suspected drug runners in the eastern Pacific Ocean. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the U.S. military carried out 3 strikes against boats accused of carrying drugs, killing 14 and leaving 1 survivor. The Pentagon official said the strikes were conducted off the coast of Colombia in a continued escalation of attacks against suspected drug smugglers. This is the first time multiple strikes have been announced in a single day. Hegseth posted video footage to social media showing boats exploding and in flames. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Consumers are slightly less confident about their economic future.
Consumer confidence about their future financial prospects weakened as Americans remain anxious about elevated prices and inflation. The Conference Board says that its consumer confidence index for October fell by 1 point to 94.6. And a measure of Americans' short-term expectations for their income, business conditions, and the job market also dipped to 71.5. Readings below 80 can signal that a recession might be looming. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Hurricane Melissa has made landfall on Jamaica as the strongest storm to hit the Caribbean island in the 174 years since records began. It's tied for the strongest Atlantic hurricane to ever hit land. Melissa is a Category 5 storm with sustained wind speeds of 185 miles an hour. It's expected to move diagonally across the island, entering near St. Elizabeth Parish in the south and exiting around St. Anne Parish in the north. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 161 points. More at townhall.com.
Dennis Prager here for AmFed Coin and Bullion. I've always been a strong believer in precious metals investment, and I've always been fascinated with rare coin collecting. But owning the wrong coins that only make dealers a lot of money can be catastrophic for your investment portfolio. AmFed Coin and Bullion specializes in taking people out of non-performing coin portfolios and turning them into gold, silver, or platinum bullion. They tailor a portfolio based on your goals and not what they want to sell you. You'll never experience scare tactics, misleading hype, or high-pressure sales from owner Nick Grovich and his very knowledgeable staff. They will evaluate your portfolio, show you how your coins have performed, and take the time to educate you on the ugly industry practices so that you can make an informed decision. Smart people can make very bad investments when they're under pressure and lack the facts. Call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A man could be sentenced to over 100 years in prison after being convicted of shooting and killing a man at point-blank range back in 2022. Michael Castillo was found guilty on multiple charges, including first-degree murder and being a felon in possession of a firearm. The DA's office also says that Castillo had suffered 2 previous strikes. While deputies originally pursued Castillo, they searched the home and found an AR-15 they say belonged to him. Kern County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a shootout that was reported over the weekend. According to KCSO deputies, they were called to the 300 block of Industrial Street at around 7:30 Sunday morning. There was a report of 2 people shooting at each other. Deputies say that one man involved told them the exchange of gunfire happened when someone interrupted a burglary. Another man deputies say was involved left the scene. No one was hurt and no property damage was reported. There will be no SNAP benefits after November 1st if the federal government shutdown continues. The disruption could affect around 110,000 families in Kern County who rely on SNAP benefits known as CalFresh in California. Since most receive their benefits at the beginning of the month are already exhausted and people are turning to food banks. Food banks serve around 55,000 families. That number could double if CalFresh benefits aren't renewed. Mercy Hospital Southwest celebrated a major milestone at a gala on Friday night. The event offered a sneak peek at the newly built Thomas M. Hart Tower. The new wing adds 106 hospital beds, operating rooms, advanced neonatal units, an ICU, and a new inpatient pharmacy. The center will add around 240 jobs and bring cutting-edge treatment closer to home for residents of Kern County. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think, this is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get a post like this. Bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Tuesday, 28th day of October. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. News Talk 96.1. Our AM is down. We'll get it back up, 1180. And we stream live at KernRadio.com. And you can subscribe on YouTube and actually watch us do the broadcast. And I keep forgetting to remind you guys, another benefit of the YouTube is that you can go back if you miss a guest, like if you did not hear Teresa Goldner, you can go back tonight and actually listen or watch it again on YouTube. And I've been noticing, because I watched like the first 5 minutes of the show, I can't stand watching myself, but I've noticed that we'll leave here and there'll be like 150 people watching. By the time I get home and look at it after I eat dinner and everything, around 7:30, maybe 25, 30 more. So some of you are taking advantage of the fact that you don't have to listen to the show from 3 to 6 any longer. You can listen to the show when you get home or anytime you want.
I would prefer you listen to it live. But
absolutely. But that's available to you if you miss a guest, like Teresa Golder, being as adorable as she is. Don't you love it, Rin? And this isn't a slight. And I will say this, Teresa, next Tuesday, so you don't have to Facebook her or Instagram her, or when she gets back, tell her Ralph said, but I just find it hilarious when, how do I put this? Really wealthy people try to act as if they're not really wealthy.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit?
It reminds me of me when I was a kid. You got to remember, I'm just 20 years younger than my dad.
Yeah.
So there was a period while he was in med school and he was doing his residency and my mother was working and she was the provider, where we were living in tract homes in Cerritos. And then right around 30, which was after you go through your residency and your internship, and he's going into private practice, he's out of the Navy. I'm just 10 years old. And all of a sudden, I'm going from Joe A. Gonzalez Elementary in Cerritos to the Buckley School and sitting next to Leslie Landon, Michael Landon's daughter, and Quinn Martin's son, who produced Barnaby Jones and thing. And I was so embarrassed about my dad being a doctor. I would tell people and say, "What did your father do?" And I'd say, "He works in a hospital." And I think because of the time that it was in the 70s, and because I was an African American, to be blunt, 8 out of 10 people would just let it go. But then there'd be those 2 who would be like, "Well, what does your father do at the hospital?" And I'd have to be like, "Well, actually, he's chief of staff of anesthesia at Daniel Freeman Hospital in Inglewood." And I was like embarrassed. And then right around when I got to college and I went to Morehouse thinking that I was going to be like, little Lord Fauntleroy. And like half the kids went to private school and half the kids' dads were doctors or lawyers. And I finally came out of my shell and proudly said, "Yeah, my dad's a doctor. He came from Robert Smalls High School in Beaufort, South Carolina, and made some money for himself." There's nothing wrong with being extremely wealthy. But Teresa tells us it's just a tiny little place with a view of the Statue of Liberty on this side of the apartment and the George Washington Bridge, or what? No, what bridge was it? The Brooklyn Bridge?
I believe so, yes.
The Brooklyn Bridge on the other
Freedom
side.
Tower, right
the
in front of it.
Freedom Tower, and
Peter
there's
Dinklage,
Peter
remember?
Dinklage and Matt Damon's right down the street. It's just a tiny little place, Ralph. we're just paying about $15,000 a month. It's not a really big
I
deal.
hate to see the rent for that.
I almost asked her. You can't.
Nah, you can't throw that
No,
out there.
you
Nah.
can't. Because my guess is probably in the ballpark.
Oh yeah, you're probably pretty close.
I'm pretty close. But I love Teresa. I really do. She's outstanding. 842-5376, 842-KER. We got to get serious. What do you got?
I was about to say, I'm very curious about this story that she had, though, about the prisoner suing Satan.
I know.
don't even know
wasn't
on what
listening to
grounds
that.
we're
No
talking about
kidding.
here.
Yeah, we'll hear more of that when she gets back. But we got to get serious because KGT17 covered the preliminary hearing of Ray Mata Jr. and Graciela Bustamante. He is the biological parent of deceased 8-year-old Genesis Mata, and she was the stepmom. They are accused of, please stand by. Got to go to yesterday's rundown. Oh my God, I forgot about something. I'll tell you during the break. God dang it. The Today Show, I stole a bit from the Today Show, and I forgot to give you the music.
Oh.
They're doing you know how they do the brackets? Like the NCAA brackets?
Oh, yeah, okay.
They did a bracket for Halloween music.
Oh, okay.
And they've already gone to the first thing. I was going to give you the songs.
Send a picture to me and I'll have them up for you
I'll
whenever.
go for that. But anyway, back to Genesis Mata. They are charged with first-degree murder, aggravated mayhem, torture, and child abuse. And the reason I say we have to get a little more serious about this is because KGT 17 sent a reporter down to the preliminary hearing, and they saw the first pictures of Genesis. And I believe this child's name is Connor Dorr, the reporter for 17. And he did a live shot from in front of the courthouse this morning and talked about the pictures that they saw. And he described, I'm not even going to describe how he described Genesis' body in the bathtub at the La Quinta, which I just passed by about an hour and a half ago. But he also added that we learned for the very first time that there was evidence of sexual assault. And again, if you've got children in your car, we're an adult show, so I apologize. But there was apparently sexual assault, not only to her vaginal area, but to her anal area as well. 8 years old. He said her body was covered in burns and scars. And as you probably know, most of you, we had the Department of Human Services directors on, Maria Bermudez and Lito Murillo. And I told you going into that interview, I was angry. And this is why. One of the joys of doing this for 21 years is I can get just about anybody in this city or even in this county on this broadcast tomorrow. I can get the sheriff on. I can get Greg Terry on. I can get any one of the supervisors on. I can get any of the city council members on. I can get our 2 congressmen on. I can get Karen Go on. I get anybody I want within a day's or 2 notice. It took me weeks to get the head of DHS on this program for a 10-minute interview over the phone. These 2 leaders of our Child Protective Services didn't have time to come and address the media for weeks because they didn't have 10 or 15 minutes to talk to us over the phone. And then when we did talk to them, as you've heard the audio originally, and then we played it again, we separated and played it again, Maria Bermudez gives DHS an A, an absolute A, which means you got it? Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
I'll say for my staff, they're an A. They are very passionate. They work 24 hours a day. They go through numerous training. Yes, it's a very difficult job with a lot of trauma themselves that they see. But I will say the staff, the social workers in Kern County, I would grade them as an A. And I will say, though, that there's always room for improvement.
That's insane. With an 8-year-old's body tortured the way Genesis Mata is, if she had said, for the effort and the trauma that they have to deal with, I give them an A. But to just overall give yourself an A, which by definition means there is no room for improvement. And Genesis Mata, in my opinion, is the tip of the iceberg. And this is literally a crime, but figuratively is a travesty, an absolute travesty. And if I'm off base, then why in the world are we spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, I presume, because we haven't heard the cost yet. We haven't even heard the cost yet. Because I asked them, what if they asked for $1 million, this SPI that we've hired out of San Diego County to come to Kern County and tell us how to keep our children safe? If everything's so hunky-dory and it's an A, why are we having this external review? Why are you and I paying the hundreds of thousands of dollars they're about to give this San Diego organization to come tell them what to do? It's an absolute travesty. And the fact that they either ducked or dodged or didn't have time to address the media, particularly in the wake of Genesis Mata, like I said, we can get anybody we want. JR can get anybody he wants. But it took us weeks to get the pair of them on for a 15-minute interview over the phone. I didn't ask them to come down to Easton. They didn't have 15 minutes of their busy schedule to come address this. Took us weeks to get them on the program. And when we get them on the program, they say, we're at 8. But we're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to have somebody come tell us how to protect our children. Just don't make no sense, as Sadie Bailey used to say. Just don't make no sense. And as I said then, and again, this isn't personal. If you think I'm a bad radio talk show host, okay, I don't take that personally. Well, I kind of do, but that's beside the point. But it's not personal. It really isn't. I don't know Lito. I don't know Maria. They're probably wonderful people, wonderful parents, just not very good at your job. I said it. Just not very good at your job. And I've been told by people that I respect that they are nice people. I'm sure they are. Just not good at your job. Because if there's one Genesis Mata, it's not an A. It's not an A. It's a D, if not an F. You failed this young woman. Because remember, there was a case opened. And somebody along the chain said, not that big a deal. I don't understand it. As I asked them, and I forget, you remember what they answered, Chris, when I said, why not check out every case? And they said there were legal limitations and they can't go into the house if they want, boo, boo, boo. I bet SBI says you need to step up visiting the homes after we pay them a couple of $100,000 of our money. It's senseless.
And
it's nothing worse than senseless death.
They kept bringing up, too, that it's based on the call and how the information is given to them and what information is given to them and how they can actually go to the homes. But what's the limitation? Like, I'm with you. If you hear at one point in time that this child is screaming or in pain for too long.
If somebody has to pick up the phone to report,
it's
that's a
obviously
big
an
deal.
issue.
That's right. There's a situation.
Now, obviously, there's going to be your every so often, Mrs. Kravitz or Karen, whatever you want to call her, that does it a little too much. But
better to
still check in
err on the
those
side
people.
of caution, you damn Skippy. Better to check it out and be like, nothing to see here, and walk away. It's the genius. Please stand by. Roll me on dog. Let's see who's got here. Please stand by. He sent me a baby picture of Vlad Jr.
Yeah, he was a cute baby. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see videos, I'm like, wow, Vlad is a cute baby. I'm not gonna lie.
He was a cute little baby.
Especially when he was the ball boy for the Expos and all that type of stuff.
That's the picture that he sent.
Yeah, him with my favorite's him with, next to his dad during the national anthem. You could see him holding the hat and stuff.
That's
like
exactly the
that. Is that
picture he sent. That's exactly the picture.
Yeah, it's such a great picture.
His dad was a bad man. Did you ever see him hit the ball that bounced?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A pitcher bounced the ball to his dad, Vladimir Sr., when he was with the Expos, and he got a base hit.
He decided to play cricket.
Basically. Never seen that before in my life. Ever, before or since. And his son damn near beat our ass last night. But thanks to Tommy Edman, got him on a great relay. It was just an unbelievable. And that throw that his son made, third base, intentionally bouncing it on the grass and gets him. It was an unbelievable game, it really was. Let's go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll check the board, see what you guys are talking about. There is so much going on. We haven't even talked about Monster Melissa, which is slowly creeping over Jamaica on the western side of the island. So fortunately, it's not hitting the capital, Kingston. But look out, Cuba. Cuba's next. They think it's going to get down. It's a 5 while it crawled over Jamaica. They believe it'll settle down to a 4, but that's still, they're talking about winds they haven't seen in a long, long time. We'll talk about what everyone is discussing in terms of the cause of all this. I'm not a huge climate change guy, but something's going on. Something's going on. Now, the cause, I'm not that smart. You got to ask Romeo Agbalag about that. He's the genius. But the fires, the floods, the hurricanes, I got some stats I'll share with you when we get back. Benjamin Netanyahu has launched attacks on Gaza, insisting Hamas broke the ceasefire. Here we go. Here we go. We'll get into that. And finally, a Republican has stood up and said Donald Trump is not running in 2028. And it was the Speaker of the House, of all people. We'll get into that. I got some miscellaneous news and notes to get to as well. You'll hear from Zoran Mamdani. I got a little bet with Teresa Golden if you're just joining us. I gave her 5 points. I'm that confident that Mamdani's going to win. Why am I rooting for Mamdani? I want him to be the face of the Democratic Party. I want he and AOC and Gavin Newsom, I want all these liberal Democrats to succeed. Because in general elections, Republicans will crush them. And if they want Mamdani and AOC and Gavin Newsom to be the face of their party, go right ahead. Quick timeout. Coming right back. It's TRBS on a Tuesday. And believe it or not, we're 40 minutes away from here we go again. Game 4. Shohei Ohtani trying to prove that he's just not human. He gets the ball tonight. It's the Rob Bailey Show. News Talk 96.1 AM 1180 KRN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Wednesday edition, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton Show. Get your popcorn. Curtis Sliwa, Republican candidate, New York City mayor.
Ooh, they have him on tomorrow?
There may well be fireworks. We will have fun with that. Plus, Byron Donalds, the man we expect to be the next governor of Florida, all that and more. He's currently a congressman. We'll talk about the shutdown. You won't want to miss it. It'll be the Wednesday edition of Clay and Buck.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Agape Air. You know, when the air just isn't right, call the team that gets it done right. That's Agape Air, keeping homes comfortable for 18 years. Locally owned and always professional. And who knows better than I? They serve my complex. From smart thermostat help to service requests, repairs, replacements, and preventative maintenance, Agape Air is prompt, knowledgeable, and delivers quality you can trust. Don't sweat it. Call Agape Air at 661-399-6600 today. Agape Air. Comfort you can feel, service you can trust.
Don't miss the Bakersfield Symphony's upcoming concert, An American Salute, Saturday, November 8th at Dignity Health Theater. This program is both a tribute and a celebration, honoring American history and sacrifice, while bringing audiences together through some of the most stirring and recognizable music ever written. From American masterpieces to Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, it's sure to be an unforgettable experience. Tickets start at just $40. Student prices are available, so bring the whole family. For more info, go to bsonow.org.
King Door Company continues to set the standard in the garage door industry, and I'm here to tell you a few of the reasons why. First off, King Door carries Clopay garage panels and LiftMaster openers, so you're guaranteed quality and reliability well beyond the reach of most garage door companies, and it just gets better from there. King Door has a fleet of fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and tools to handle any job quickly and efficiently, and those trucks are manned by the most knowledgeable technicians anywhere. They have all the technical expertise imaginable and the most up-to-the-minute training available. In fact, fact, King Door is so committed to training that they have the King Door Academy, a full-size, state-of-the-art classroom right on the premises with all the latest teaching aids, including working garage doors to simulate any installation, repair, or technique. Your garage door is a very important part of the safety, security, and look of your home, so don't trust it to anyone but King Door Company. Call them today at 397-2744. Stop by the showroom at 7450 District Boulevard or check them out online at kingdoor.com. King Door Company, your company with the pride of a lion.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage California can count on.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Earth, wind, and fire!
Let me see you. Anytime you think of me, every single day of my life.
842-537-6842 KERN. Shoot a couple text messages. Get to the bottom of the hour.
If I paid $2,400 for 2 seats at last night's game and that manager walks the greatest player 5 times, I'd be unhappy. We need a new rule in the playoffs. 1 walk per player per game. Folks pay to get entertained, and what they want to see is their favorite player. I disagree so wholeheartedly with
Exactly.
this.
And this is a funny story. As I said, we watched at Casey Steakhouse last night. And again, give Liz some love next time you're in Casey Steakhouse because she stayed with us till midnight. It was just the cook and one of the guys that worked back there, me, JR, and Mike Arier. And Mike, I don't think ever played baseball, but he played football for the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants and was a great athlete. He played basketball, but never, he was a good basketball player, but I don't think he played baseball. And after like the 3rd walk, Mike jumps up and goes, "Isn't there a rule? You can just keep walking him. There's got to be a rule." So I like rolled my eyes. I was like, "Mike, you don't know anything about baseball. No, there's no rule. They're not going to change the rule." I wake up. Colin Cowherd is talking about it.
Yep.
Nick, what's that show? With Nick and Broussard and
it's Nick Wright is his name.
Yes.
I can't remember the shows. Is it
First something? First Look?
No, First Take is
First Take is ESPN. First Look is them on Fox.
Well, First Look is Scott.
Oh. Well, anyway, they started talking about it, and they started giving suggestions. One of them suggests, please stand by. This is Airplane. Who ended up winning?
First Things First is Nick Wright's show.
First Things First.
And there's way too many firsts.
Do you know Aaron asked me who ended up winning? Are you serious? Like, has she been under a rock? First she asked me, "Is there a game tonight?"
Yep.
I'm like, in about a half an hour. Now she's asked me, who ended up winning? The good guys. Oh, I put the gods guys.
Kind of both.
But yeah, everybody's talking about it. Their suggestion is
after the second walk, intentional, the guy gets second base. And I'm like, if you lost your mind, the only reason, you know why it was an issue last night? And I hate to put it on him because he's one of my favorite players. Mookie didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
If Mookie gets a base hit and makes him pay for it, nobody's talking about it. Barry Bonds once got intentionally walked with the bases loaded. They're not changing the rule.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The federal judge has ordered a senior U.S. Border Patrol official to meet to hear about how the day went after weeks of confrontations between immigration agents and the public in the Chicago area. U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis also instructed Greg Bovino on Tuesday to close all use of force reports since September 2nd from agents involved in Operation Midway Blitz.
I said, so
Vice President J.D. Vance says he believes U.S. military members will be paid at the end of the week as the Trump administration reconfigures funding in the second longest government shutdown. The pressure to end the shutdown is taking on new urgency. Congresswoman Lisa McClain says this week, more than any other week, the consequences become impossible to ignore. This is SRN News.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. Traffic snarled on Corpus Road near I-5 after a semi overturned, spilling grapes. According to CHP, the semi pulling two trailers overturned just after 11:30 a.m. on Monday. The semi jackknifed and one trailer overturned, blocking the east and westbound lanes. No report yet on whether or not the driver was hurt.
Exactly.
The Department of Justice plans to
Medicare is here. That means that it is time for you to select your Medicare plan for 2026. This annual enrollment period, choose a name you already trust. Select Kern Family Healthcare Medicare, DSNP, a new option for people who have both Medicare and Medi-Cal.
I know.
For over 29 years, Kern Family Healthcare has been a trusted name in Medi-Cal. Now, we're here to support your Medicare journey too. Call 1-866-661-3767. Again, that's 1-866-661-3767. Or visit www.kernfamilyhealthcare.com/Medicare to learn more and enroll. Start your Medicare journey with local care you trust. Choose Kern Family Healthcare. Kern Family Healthcare Medicare is an HMO D-SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the California Medicaid program. Enrollment in Kern Family Healthcare Medicare HMO D-SNP depends on contract renewal.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250. Say micro.
It'll be bad luck.
With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250.
Stuff today.
Oh, you'll be fine. Be superstitious.
Who actually stands for something.
Superstition.
The Armstrong and
way.
Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2
Please stand by.
on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
I know, what is this?
This is Spooky Scary Skeletons, which is what we actually wrote down.
What is it? Oh, skeletons. What did I say? Selections?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down.
That's what you meant, but
that's what I wrote down. Spooky Scary Selections.
Yeah, no, this is Spooky Scary Skeletons, which is a classic.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
It kind of got a revive a couple years ago.
How have I not heard that song?
Oh,
I
it's
hate
from.
Halloween.
Definitely probably heard it as a kid because it's from that far back.
From the 70s?
Oh yeah, this is old.
Play it again. Why have I never heard this song?
Spirit supernatural, or shy, what's all the fuss?
I've never heard this song in my life.
I don't know exactly how far back it goes.
No, that's not a 70s song. I can guarantee you. I'll bet you $5 that's not a 70s song. I'll bet you $5 it's not an 80s song. No, I was an adult in the 80s. It could have been in the 80s, but it ain't 70s. I would have grown up with it. No, I've never heard that song.
Okay, it was actually mid 90s.
Told you.
Mid 90s. Okay.
Told you. I was your age in the 90s. I hate to admit. 842-537-6842 KERN. I'm looking at the wrong day. My bad. Again, I'm sorry. I am not myself today. I'm working on like 3 hours sleep. And Speaker Johnson spoke up today. You know, Trump is trolling the Democrats and has their heads exploding about 2028. And I guess what fueled it is the audio we played for you yesterday, of Steve Bannon saying, there's a chance we are figuring it out, blah, 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 blah. And finally, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, stepped up and talked about it and said, look, I've talked to the president. He has no intention of running in 28. He's trolling you guys. And he said categorically, there's no way to get around it constitutionally. It would take 10 years to get 2/3 of the states and 3/4 of the Congress. It's not going to happen. But I love, have you guys seen the picture of Hakeem Jeffries in the office and Trump's got Trump 28 red hats on his desk and he's laughing and Jeffries ain't laughing? They actually think he's going to try this. And as I've talked about it in 16, when they said he wouldn't leave after 20 if he got reelected, if he's not out of that house on January 22nd, a couple of Marines will pick him up by his armpits. His feet will never touch the ground, and they will escort him to Pennsylvania Avenue. There's no getting around this constitutionally. I don't care what Steve Bannon says. He's a kook. He's a nut. He's a freak. There's just no way. And there's all these, you know, maybe he comes speaker, because anybody can be speaker. Did you know that? Anybody can be speaker. You don't even have to be a congressman to be speaker. There's a theory he's speaker, and J.D. Vance and whoever the vice president is resigns and he becomes president, or J.D. Vance puts him on the ticket as vice president, steps down. No. It's not going to happen. And I was proud of the speaker to come up and say, y'all are just being trolled. Relax. It's not going to happen. And I think more Republicans, and leave it up to Tommy Tuberville. Do you know who Tommy Tuberville is?
Yeah, the former coach.
Moron. He's about to be the governor of Alabama. And I've told you, the most uneducated is in Mississippi. Where did he coach? He coached in Mississippi. Yeah, so it's Mississippi. The two most uneducated states in the Union, by far, in my opinion, at least in my experience of traveling through the South, Mississippi and Alabama. And big, dumb football coach Tom Tuberville, who again might be the governor of Mississippi soon, was the only one Republican who was saying, well, you know,
It's Alabama.
Is it Alabama? Where did he coach?
He coached at Auburn.
Oh, that's right. He and Chuck are close.
I was like, no, that didn't sound right. But no, yeah, he was the coach at Auburn.
Yeah, he and Chuck are close. And he's a big dummy and a United States senator. And he was the only Republican I saw today, at least, who was talking about, well, perhaps, I don't think the president's thinking about it, but, you know, you never know. And shut up. Big, dumb football coach. No, it's not happening. I don't think Trump wants it. Now, is Trump leaving the scene? No. He's going to be what Barack Obama could have been. You know what I'm saying? That kind of, the only one I can compare it to is Harry Truman, who after he left office, he was kind of the elder statesman.
And he was the one that strongly suggested that Adlai Stevenson get nominated in 1952 against Dwight Eisenhower. Dwight Eisenhower cleaned his clock. Then in 56, they came back to Truman. Now a couple of years have gone by, and he doesn't quite have the power within the party that he once had. And he told them, do not run Adlai Stevenson again. And because he was further away from his own presidency and he didn't have the grip on the party that he once had, that he really truly had after the death of Franklin Roosevelt, they ignored him and ran Stevenson again. And you know what happened in 56. Eisenhower destroyed him. Well, Barack Obama could have been that guy, that elder statesman that the party turns to, but he didn't want it. He and Michelle wanted to get away from Washington, and then he tried to stick his finger in this last election, and it exploded in his face when he tried to lecture young black men and tell them, the only reason you're not voting for her is because she's a black woman, and you need to stop, boop, 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 boop. And they were like, dude, we voted for you twice, and we dug you, but who the hell do you think you're talking to? Only, it's unfortunate I have to say only, 75% of black men voted for Kamala Harris. Thank you, Barack Obama. Now, over 90% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. But if you ask me, that lecturing by Obama caused, they're already leaning towards Trump. But if they had any resignation, once he wagged his finger in their face, screw this guy. That's who Trump will be. Because Trump won't want to just fade off into Martha's Vineyard. No. Or Mar-a-Lago or wherever. He will still, in 2029, whether it's Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance or whoever is the president, he will still have major sway over the party. He's not going to go quietly into the night, as Shakespeare wrote. No. But he's not running at 28. Get real. I love that it makes Democrats' hair catch on fire. And I love that. I might get me can you see me run around with a Trump 2028 hat on?
Who else told me that the other day? Someone told me they were going to go buy one.
It'd be funny, but dude, you can't. I saw in my reels that I watch at night, I saw a guy get kicked off a plane for wearing a Trump hat. I was like, what? And I guess the reason they said it wasn't the hat, it was the fact that he wouldn't comply with them asking him to take the hat off. But I would have said the same thing. I'm like, there's a hippie back in Coach that's got a F America hat. He didn't say anything to her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but that would be funny. I love that. Let's read the text messages and get into the final hour. And it's time for Dodger baseball. I just can't imagine what to expect tonight. I don't know. You know what? I think who said it best? I don't know. I can't remember who said. I think it was Derek Jeter. When he came on Colin Cowherd this morning, and Cowherd said, "What do you expect tonight, Derek? After all that we went through last night, what do you expect?" And Jeter, who probably has got as much sleep as I did, said, "Well, Colin, I'm just hoping for 9 innings." I think that's particularly on the East Coast. Can you imagine? To all the Toronto fans, they were up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
I mean, I got home at 12:15. They're up till 3 o'clock in the morning, from 8 to 3 a.m. watching the baseball game.
And then imagine having to work it and do a post game afterwards and all that too.
Oh, crazy. I wish there was a day break.
For games like that, it feels like you need it.
I know. You'd think MLB would maybe step in, but no.
Really
Wouldn't it be
can't.
fair for both teams just to say, you know what? If a game goes into the next day of the game that's scheduled for that day,
okay, so like
you give them a day
crosses midnight.
Yeah, but it didn't. As we got time for Joe D? No, we don't have time. You got time? This is Joe Davis's call.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've lost it for a second. I don't know why. I don't know where it went.
And we're fastly approaching 5, so let's just do it after the break. We head into the final hour of the broadcast, and we are very close to the national anthem. Who's going for Toronto? Bieber?
Bieber, yeah.
Is he their ace?
Yeah, I would say.
He's got a 4.53 ERA. If we win tonight, it's over. And where's Larry? Larry, please call the show and predict again that we're going to lose, please, so we can guarantee victory. Final hour of the broadcast. Don't go anywhere.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. No respite for Israel's prime minister from his legal battles. Correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
Benjamin Netanyahu arrives in court to continue his testimony in his ongoing trial. He's the first sitting Israeli leader to take the stand as a criminal defendant. Netanyahu's answering during his court appearances to charges of fraud, breach of trust, and accepting bribes in 3 separate cases. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
A federal judge orders daily meetings with Border Patrol official Greg Bavino on the Chicago immigration crackdown.
Bavino was also ordered to produce all use of force reports from agents involved in Operation Midway Blitz since September 2nd. The ruling by Judge Sarah Ellis came after another hearing in a lawsuit by news outlets and protesters who say agents have used excessive force, including tear gas, during demonstrations against immigration sweeps. Judge Ellis expressed concern over video and other images from confrontations between agents and protesters throughout Operation Midway Blitz, which has produced more than 1,800 arrests. Ellis had previously ordered agents to wear badges and body cameras, and she's banned them from using certain riot control techniques against peaceful protesters and journalists.
Correspondent Stella Coletti reporting. Vice President J.D. Vance says he believes U.S. military members will be paid at the end of the week as the Trump administration reconfigures funding in the second longest government shutdown. The pressure to end the shutdown is taking on new urgency. Representative Lisa McClain, chair of the House Republican Conference, says this week more than any other week, the consequences become impossible to ignore. On Wall Street, the Dow by 161 points, the Nasdaq rose 190. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
My debt problem started probably about 2016. I needed my life to change financially. I called Trinity and I ended up joining based on high credit card bills and high interest rate. And my counselor at Trinity has been great, and Trinity has been helping me to get on the right path of paying off these credit card bills, bringing down the interest rate. They have consolidated my bills into one low monthly payment. And now I am finally getting out of credit card debt. So I just want to say thank you, Trinity, for showing me a better and greater path.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Sharon, and soon I will be debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A man could be sentenced to over 100 years in prison after being convicted of shooting and killing a man at point-blank range back in 2022. Michael Castillo was found guilty on multiple charges, including first-degree murder and being a felon in possession of a firearm. The DA's office also says that Castillo had suffered 2 previous strikes. While deputies originally pursued Castillo, they searched a home and found an AR-15 they say belonged to him. Kern County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a shootout that was reported over the weekend. According to KCSO deputies, they were called to the 300 block of Industrial Street at around 7:30 Sunday morning. There was a report of 2 people shooting at each other. Deputies say that one man involved told them the exchange of gunfire happened when someone interrupted a burglary. Another man deputies say was involved left the scene. No one was hurt and no property damage was reported. There will be no SNAP benefits after November 1st. If the federal government shutdown continues, the disruption could affect around 110,000 families in Kern County who rely on SNAP benefits known as CalFresh in California. Since most receive their benefits at the beginning of the month, they're already exhausted and people are turning to food banks. Food banks serve around 55,000 families. That number could double if CalFresh benefits aren't renewed. Mercy Hospital Southwest celebrated a major milestone at a gala on Friday night. The event offered a sneak peek at the newly built Thomas M. Hart Tower. The new wing adds 106 hospital beds, operating rooms, advanced neonatal units, an ICU, and a new inpatient pharmacy. The center will add around 240 jobs and bring cutting-edge treatment closer to home for residents of Kern County. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think this is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get a post like this. Little thing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Final hour of the broadcast on this Tuesday, 28th day of October. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KERN. We're streaming live at KERNradio.com and broadcasting live on YouTube. Our AM will be back up very soon. But again, go to 96.1 FM or go to KERNradio.com. And again, you can subscribe on YouTube and you can go back later on this evening if you missed our interview with Teresa Golder, which I actually had planned to re-air now, but there's so much going on. You're going to have to go to YouTube to hear Teresa. She's in New York visiting her daughter, where they purchased a rental in Brooklyn Heights, New York, with a view of Freedom Ride. Freedom is not free. What was the name of it?
Freedom Tower.
Freedom Tower. She's got a view of the Statue of Liberty, the Brooklyn Bridge, or the George Washington Bridge, one of the bridges that get you to New Jersey. I don't know. I haven't lived in New York since 1970. But it was kind of a funny discussion because Teresa thinks it's just kind of a quaint little apartment in New York with a view of the Statue of Liberty.
New York.
New York. I don't remember much of New York. I remember Central Park. I remember going to my first motion picture in New York. My dad was a James Bond freak and took me to see On Her Majesty's Secret Service. That was my first Bond film, which had neither Sean Connery or Roger Moore, and certainly not Pierce Brosnan in the 1960s. Had a guy named George Lazenby who played Bond in that one film. Never played it again. Yeah, it was horrible.
Do they really even qualify that as a Bond movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I never really hear it brought up.
I think it's based on, oh my God, what's the author's name? Don't tell me. Ian Fleming. It's based on one of Ian Fleming's books, I believe. But no, it's considered a Bond film. Diana Rigg co-stars in that movie. I remember that because she was on the Avengers and I had a little crushy crush. And Telly Savalas plays Goldfinger. It's a really good movie. I've told you that story before. We were 10 minutes late. And so when the movie ends, we missed the first 10 minutes of the film. And so when the movie ends, I'm getting up to leave. My dad's like, where are you going? I was like, movie's over. He said, we missed the first 10 minutes. And I was like, cool, we can see it again. And we watched the first 10 minutes, and my dad was like, all right, let's go. I was like, I can see it again? No, we know what happens in the next hour and 50 minutes. We just had to see the 10. And I was like, dang, I hate him. I want to see it again. But that was my first, that's all I remember of New York. And we lived on a naval base, and that the MP
had to salute my dad, and I could never figure out. I was always like, I finally asked my dad, Dad, how do they know that you're a lieutenant commander? How do they know to salute you by your car? And he was like, he looked at me like, oh my God. I tried to tell Harriet not to smoke when she was pregnant. She said, little Ralph, you see the decal in the top corner of the windshield? Yeah, that's how they know. And I'm like, Pop, I'm 7. I said it in my head. I didn't say it to my father. What's the matter with you? 842-5376, 842-KERN. Who you got?
You called for this, so he called for you. 49 Larry's on the line.
Oh, and you let him in? Yes, Larry, how can I help you?
Yeah, if you
Chris, get ready.
remember,
Yes?
if you remember, I said that they would win. Toronto would win the first game they did, and then I said Toronto will win at least one game in LA, and then they will win the World Series.
Thank you.
And
We needed that. Thank you very much, Larry. Appreciate it. Thank God. We got the Larry mush. So I don't even have to watch tonight. I might go home and take a nap. Larry has mushed them, so we can't lose. We can't lose. Oh, I got to bring down the drapes. We are about to start. Oh, here I go again.
Well, you have another caller anyway, so.
Who you got?
JD's on the line.
JD, what's really going on, my brother?
Oh man, I've got a beautiful view of Stanislaus County on Highway 5. A little bit less than the Statue of Liberty, but
where are you headed?
I'm heading back to the Bay.
Okay. All right. Well,
Back to the Bay.
you got any dough on the game tonight?
I don't have anything on tonight's game.
What about the series?
Nothing.
You didn't touch it?
Didn't touch it.
Yeah. It's so tough.
The Dodgers were pretty favored, and there wasn't a lot of value in it, so I kind of laid off.
Yeah. They're saying that they have a 72% chance now to win the series.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that.
If we win tonight, it's over.
So
we go 3-1. Forget about it.
Yeah, it'd be pretty tough.
Yeah.
But,
We're not gonna. We're not gonna lose 3 in a row. We're just not.
And you get Ohtani again,
And Snell and Yamamoto. So there's no way we lose 3 in a row. But tonight is big. What do you expect to see out of Shohei after his performance last night?
I mean, you got to. I mean, the pitching is just a whole nother deal.
Yeah, and
the fact that he got hot at the right time for the Dodgers, no question about it.
Unbelievably.
And
because he did nothing in Philly, and we still dominated them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
And, I was thinking about what Brandon Lang said about him. It makes me laugh. Not that I disagree with him, but it does make me laugh.
What did he say?
Remember Brandon Lang was talking about the gamblers and.
Oh yeah, yeah. They brought that up this morning as well on some of the talk shows.
Hey, so I stopped at Salty's Barbecue today.
Yeah, see my man Salty.
And, yeah. So I always stop when I'm coming through town, and I had an idea. You know how these businesses, they when you have extra change left, they say, "Oh, do you want to round it up and donate?" Why doesn't he donate to Honor Flight?
I'm not sure. I'll ask him. You know, he helped us raise about $8,000 sitting.
If your bill is like, $17.30, you want to round up 70 cents to Honor Flight, I think a lot of people would do that.
I can't speak for him, but I'm pretty sure at one point they had a whole day where they took the profits from that day and put it all towards Honor Flight. I don't know if he still does that, but I think he did an annual thing at one point that he did it that way.
Yeah, he did it earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff gives so much of his time and effort to Honor Flight. It's unbelievable. He's one of the best tour bus guys. I always finagle my way on his bus because he makes it so much fun, and he knows the city now, and he's a lot of fun to go with. He makes the trip for me personally. I mean, beyond the obvious, being with the veterans, etc. But
so Sirius Radio today had the Halloween top 50.
Yeah.
You want to know what was number 1?
Yes, please.
Thriller.
Really?
See, it's easy.
You think Thriller is going to beat Monster Mash?
No, I think Monster Mash is a much better song. But
Monster Mash was number 2.
Ooh, So we've got our own
points
little.
to go up against each other in the final too.
Yeah, we've got. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be Thriller versus Monster Mash. 'Cause
100%.
they're in separate brackets.
Yeah.
So that'll be the finals of the Today Show thing we've been doing. But great info, JD. Be careful out there, my brother. It's always good to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to get down to your golf tournament this year.
Outstanding. It's March 23rd, Mr. Burdick.
Oh, don't quit.
Don't
on
hold
that
me.
one.
It's late March. We've got a hard date. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, it's the Monday after St. Patrick's Day, right?
I believe
believe
that's
that's correct,
correct. Yeah, I think that's right. Because we did it on St. Patty's Day last year, and we moved
Yeah,
it
I
back because we had some rain issues.
Yeah, so I think we're going to get a foursome to come down there. And,
Outstanding. Outstanding.
I've never played Bakersfield Country Club, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary. The fairways look like greens. It has never looked better. They've got a new groundskeeper, and the place has never looked better.
It's not, I'm looking for. I played Vegas Country Club on Friday. It was beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
What'd you shoot?
86.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good,
Yeah,
actually.
86. Yeah,
Especially on-
I didn't lose the ball because those every par three is over water, as is number 9 and number 18. So yeah, I usually would throw one in the water, and I didn't this time, so I was pretty happy.
Very good. All right, man. I got to fly. Always good to hear from you, JD. Be safe out there.
All right,
buddy. Take care. We are underway at Chavez Ravine, and I believe that was Kike Rodriguez that took one out of the stands for the first out of the ball game. Did you just switch it back to Fox?
No, it
Jump back?
disconnected on me.
Okay. We are underway. If we get 5 innings out of Shohei, I think that's big. The question is, who comes out of that left field bullpen tonight after 10 pitchers pitched last night? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. In the meantime, we'll take a quick break, come right back. Got some miscellaneous news and notes to get to. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. I haven't even looked in the chat room, see what y'all are talking about as well. We'll do that when we come back. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KRN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
You got me. We got Messmaker right here.
Tuesday edition of the First Look program. We'll talk a little medicine with a friend, Dr. Vip Dev, John Cox with the news quiz. The city of Shafter, not crazy about any other high-speed rail options, plus news and traffic and weather. 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180, KERN.
If you're over 50 and you're beginning to think about the late fourth quarter in your life, i.e. retirement, you might want to call our good friend Daniel Petrie and the folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. I told you I've been a client now for going on almost a decade, and it is the wisest financial move I have ever made. I am fearful of just relying on my 401k or Social Security. So I have invested with Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors for about 8 years now. And you guys know Daniel Petrie joins us every Thursday at 4:30. So I hope you'll join us on Thursday when he talks about how the deficit is blowing up. We'll do that. But call Daniel at 395-9400, 395-9400. Daniel Petrie and the folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors.
This broadcast is for informational purposes only. Does not constitute a solicitation or offer to buy or sell any security, future, option, or other financial instrument, or to offer or provide any investment advisory or other services to any person in any jurisdiction by Daniel Petrie or MPWA Inc., DBA Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Any views expressed in this broadcast by us are prepared based upon the information available to us at the time, and we are under no obligation to update our views.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant
It's not like you didn't just play 2 games in a row or anything.
overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, You can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-399-7272. 800-399-7272. Again, that's 800-399-7272.
Welcome to the magic of Christmas at Santa's Christmas Shop and explore 26 beautifully themed Christmas trees. Each tree is created with their own sparkling story, from classic reds and golds to shimmering coastal blues, from nutcracker elegance to the bright, sweet world of Candyland. At Santa's Shop, you'll find every unique ornament, ribbon, and accessory to make your home shine bright this holiday season. Line up the toy soldiers, light those holiday scented candles, deck your mantle with deer and garland, and don't forget the elves. Whether you're decorating your very first tree or your 26th, it all begins in one magical place. Santa's Christmas Shop. Bring the wonder and warmth of the holidays home. Visit Santa's Christmas Shop inside patio spaces, where Christmas truly comes to life and every tree tells a story. 6801 White Lane. That's 6801 White Lane.
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now, what is this? Oh, this is all right. Yeah. All right.
I was like, give it like 2 seconds, trust me.
I vaguely remember this. Yeah, what is the movie? Oh, no wonder. I'm not a Tim Burton guy. I'm one of those. I'm weird. Like, I didn't get Beetlejuice. Isn't that a Tim Burton film? I didn't get Beetlejuice. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. No, it's another Tim Burton film. Didn't he do the original Batman? The Michael Keaton one. That was pretty good. That's one of the better Batmans, actually. But other than that, I'm not a big Tim Burton guy. 842-5376, 842-KER, and Shohei Ohtani, for the very few that aren't listening or watching the ball game, got through the top of the first, although he threw a lot of pitches. I think he's close to 20. And if he's going to get to 5th, 6th, 7th inning, he's going to have to get some singles, some 1, 2, 3s. But he looked good. Fastball looked good. They were late, and he popped up to get the third out. So he's looking pretty good. 842-KERN, 842-KERN. We talked with Teresa Golden, who's in New York, and we talked about Zoran Mamdani, and we got a little bet. I'm telling her that Zoran's going to win. He's got what she claims polls are showing a 10-point lead with Curtis Sliwa, former guardian angel, still in the race, and former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is just, in my opinion, a bad person and was a probably worse governor. He got them through the COVID thing, which was a disaster for the state of New York, where a lot of New Yorkers are blaming him for many of the deaths that occurred in nursing homes. He had 13 different women claim sexual assault. Like, if you have like 2 or 3, maybe they kind of all got together and ganged up on you, but 13? Come on. Mamdani's going to win. And like I said, it's unfortunate because we're going to have to watch New York suffer. But for partisan politics, I think it's wonderful for the Republican Party. If they want to run with a communist, a democratic socialist, let them be. Let him be. Meantime, he's being dragged over the coals for statements that he made about the New York Police Department. Here he was with Martha McCallum apologizing.
I'll apologize to police officers right here, because this is the apology that I've been sharing with many rank and file officers. And I apologize because of the fact that I'm looking to work with these officers, and I know that these officers, these men and women who serve in the NYPD, they put their lives on the line every single day.
Yeah, it's a little too late. Little too late. And maybe Teresa's right. Maybe Cuomo can make a dramatic comeback. I don't see it. I don't think Curtis Sliwa, who is declared for no reason whatsoever, will he come out of the race. And as she pointed out, he's getting about 10%, which would be the difference between Mamdani and Cuomo. I just don't see it. I really don't. And don't forget, New York is one of those kooky states. They started voting Saturday. So if anything different occurs, which some things are beginning to rear their ugly head, his kind of anti-Semitic, I don't want to say Hamas, but pro-terrorist support, he made up some crazy lie regarding his aunt and her not wanting to travel on the subway after 9/11. Come to find out, she never lived in the state of New York. And he made this big, my aunt, she's embarrassed to go in the subways, never lived in the state of New York. That's about who you are. When you, like, it's one thing to deny something. Like, Ralph, did you do this? No. And you actually did it. That's one form of a lie. But when you create a story just to fit your narrative, have pity on me. I'm the nephew of a woman who won't even go on the subway to try to create some sympathy for your own campaign. And then we find out that it was all just made up. That's not a mistake. That's not an error in judgment. That's who you are. And that's who this guy is. A 33-year-old anti-Semitic, democratic socialist who came from gargantuan money and is as dishonest as the day is long. His connections to an imam, just his whole background is riddled. And maybe Teresa Golden is right. Maybe New Yorkers are finding out about him. You know, Fox just broke this story and now there's audio. It's kind of like Katie Porter. You know, once you get a sense for who someone is, like dishonest, all of a sudden you start going backtracking into their history. And like we always talk about, it's one thing to run for Congress in a small little district in a state even the size of New York, but it's another thing to want to lead the most populous city. I was going to say the world, but that would be incorrect. Tokyo would be the most populous city on the world, on the planet. But the most populous city in the country, that's a whole new spotlight. That's a whole new reporters picking up the rocks and finding out what's underneath. And I don't think this guy can stand up for it. I wouldn't be surprised if Goldner's right and Cuomo makes a comeback. I just don't see it, though. I wouldn't be shocked, but I just think Andrew Cuomo, I think if any other Democrat ran, they'd win other than Eric Adams. I think any other Democrat would beat him, except Eric Adams, who was a disaster as mayor and tried to bail out and jump on the Trump train, and that didn't really work out. God, Mookie Betts is just doing nothing. It's a bad time for Mook to go back to his early part of the season when he was doing nothing. That's what made the whole issue of intentionally walking Shohei so apparent last night. If Mookie just gets a couple of base hits after they walk Shohei, now the Blue Jays are thinking twice. You know, you want this or you want that. Either way, you're going to get hurt. And guess who's up? Last night's hero, and I'm sure you guys are ahead of me, so just ignore me. 842-KER and 842-5376. Anything before we get to the bottom of the hour? We got.
Trump is already guilty of election shenanigans in the past. He hasn't expressed any remorse and still claims the elections were stolen. Why wouldn't he make another attempt to cheat his way in?
What election shenanigans has he done other than wrongfully try to conclude that he won? What has he done? I don't think he's done anything. And if you're referring to January 6th, I disagree with what happened, but you don't think it's a coincidence or really convenient that in that speech that he gave before the rioters, and I call them rioters, went down to the Capitol You really think it's a coincidence that CNN and all the liberal medias cut out the part where he says, go down there peacefully? You really think that's just an accident? Come on. Speaking of national media, guess who I saw this morning doing the weather on MSNBC? Moses Small, former KGT reporter. I'm telling you, Derek Jeffries, general manager, and Mike Trahey, my former editor at the Bakersfield Californian and assistant news director when I was at 23, is now the news director at 17. They just keep pumping out these kids that go out and 2-3 years after leaving here, that kid Danny, remember him? He's on CNN. Moses is on MSNBC. Jenny Ha and Eitan Wallace are in our Capitol. They just pump out national journalists. Ooh, is he all right? Chris, is he all right? Is he okay? Was that Ben Kasparius they're showing? Is that who we're going to bring in? If you no, didn't get it. Or did he? No, I didn't get it. And see, it sucks with JR and Randy, because if they don't scream, we know it's nothing.
That's kind of what I was doing yesterday. I was like, I'm just gonna wait for JR to cheer.
Yeah.
Go down the hall.
Oh, it's the longest.
Oh wait, no, it's just one that they did a couple years ago.
No, that's the new one.
There's another one?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's come out yet.
I'm Bill Robbins. A man could be sentenced to over 100 years in prison after being convicted of shooting and killing a man at point blank range back in 2022. Michael Castillo was found guilty on multiple charges, including first-degree murder and being a felon in possession of a firearm. The DA's office also says that Castillo had suffered 2 previous strikes.
Did you hear what Kevin Stefanski said about Shador? I'm not sure who the backup is. But they're talking about taking Bailey Zapp off the practice squad.
That guy's gonna get himself fired.
He is going to get himself fired. Why are they doing this to this kid?
They didn't want him. Stefanski, from what I keep reading, is that Stefanski didn't want him. Stefanski wanted Gabriel.
And now he sucks.
GMs wanted Shador. So they've been beefing this whole time of who's better and who's not. And Stefanski is just pretty much saying, well, fuck you. I'm going with my guy. I'm not taking.
He's not an NFL quarterback.
No.
He's just not. He's
you
not a starter in the NFL.
He could be a great backup.
Yes, he'll be a journeyman.
Yeah, he's just not a fucking starter.
And in any other case, they would have given the backup his opportunity.
Oh, easily.
If for no other reason, in the third quarter when they were getting blown out the other day, just to see what he's got.
He's going to use the fact that Shador is a distraction and all this has been a distraction as a reason to not play him. But I've been saying it.
And then they're going to trade him and he's going to be a success and they're going to look like the idiots that they are, just like they give it when they gave away Flacco.
Yeah, every time I bring it up, everyone looks at me and says, well, he's a 2-time coach of the year. I don't give a shit. He's still fireable.
Yep.
All these motherfuckers are fireable. Like, the only one that's probably not fireable is Mike Tomlin. That's the only one that I can look at and I'm like, nah, you can't fire that guy.
I'm not sure.
Over 500 coach for you.
Yeah, but they haven't gone anywhere.
Fair, but you know what? That's
It might be.
Thing about John Harbaugh. I've been saying
This might be his last year. Oh, but he's not going anywhere.
See, I
think they're about to make a comeback.
If they do, he saves his job. But if they continue to be in the shitter, I guarantee John Harbaugh.
With a healthy Lamar, yeah, you're right. If they keep losing, because he's playing this weekend.
Yeah, he's supposed to play. Oh, it's Thursday. They play tomorrow.
Really?
They play Miami tomorrow, which should be an easy win. Should be.
Although, man, they look pretty good. Who'd they beat up on this weekend?
Atlanta.
See, Atlanta's a decent club.
No, I know. Again, I don't. That we had Kirk Cousins at quarterback, and I immediately said on the show.
Oh, it wasn't Penix?
No.
What's wrong with him? They yanked him?
No, he had a bone bruise on his ankle or his he said he was going to try to play, but Raheem said no.
Exactly what we needed. One pitch, one out. That's exactly what we needed. Low pitch count. You got text messages? In the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ray Parker Jr. In the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. No, this is a great song. I love this song. And Ghostbusters, this is how screwing I am. I think it's one of the few sequels that's as good or almost as good as the first one. Because they brought back, what's her name? Alien. Sigourney Weaver. They brought her back, and I thought it was a good plot. I enjoyed the second one. Now, the third one, the third one, and is there a fourth one? The third one was ridiculous. And wasn't there one with like the girls, Sandra Bullock, and yeah. I should have gone into Hollywood. It's crazy. There's not an original idea inside the 405. Not one original idea.
I know you're right, but it was explained to me the other day in a pretty logical way. They only pick up any scripts or anything that they know are going to make money. Nothing new ever makes the money they want anymore.
Of course.
They continue to go back to these until they know they'll make the money they need to actually make them.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani just got exactly what the doctor ordered. I don't think he threw 7 pitches in that inning. And we go to the bottom of the second, tied 0-0. That's exactly because we really need 7 innings out of Shohei, but that might be a little too much to ask. I think if we can get 5 or 6, we're good. I don't know what Dave Roberts does after that, Jack. A lot of guys, although a lot of guys didn't pitch a lot last night. A couple of the fellas only pitched got a couple of outs. Klein, who's the hero. Yep. 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 But God, I didn't write down their names. God dang it. The kid that was in single A last year. Do you have a list of the 10 pitchers? Oh, I know where it is. I know where I put it. Please stand by. Don't go anywhere. We got till 6 o'clock. Relax. Let me see. Points Monday, Dodgers. Okay, so Bonda didn't pitch that much, did he? Well, and there's a reason. I don't want to see Dreyer. He looked good last night, and he went 1 2/3 innings, so he'd be available tonight. He pitched well. Gave up 1 hit. Orleski gave up 1 hit and 2 strikeouts, no runs. Is he available? I didn't think so. Blake Trinan was a disaster. Absolute disaster again. He's available. That's why they showed him on the TV, because he'll be the first option if Shohei breaks down in the 4th, 5th, or 6th. Enriquez pitched 2 innings. He could go an inning. I don't know how many pitches he threw, but he looked good last night. And dude, he was pitching in A-ball last year. A-ball, which for the folks that don't know, is the lowest level of minor league baseball. Say what? Did he? Oh, I thought you said he pitched up here. Oh, I thought. Yeah. Going to be an interesting night. It is going to be an interesting night. And I got a funny feeling I'm not going to see any of it. I think I'm going to get home. I'm going to have my grand avocado chicken thing from El Pollo Loco, drink some water, and I'll be out. I think that the anxiety and the nervousness might keep me up, though. But like Derek Jeter said, I'm just hoping for 9 innings so I can go to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock and get caught up on some sleep. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Big stories of the day. We've kind of been jumping around because of the baseball game, obviously, but as I mentioned, Netanyahu launched an attack on Gaza, claiming that the Hamas broke the ceasefire by attacking Israeli soldiers. And unfortunately, the preliminary hearing for Genesis Mata got underway. Her biological father, Ray Mata Jr., and stepmother, Graciela Bustamante, appeared in court today, and KGT 17 is reporting that in the preliminary hearing, they presented the first pictures of Genesis, and it's a pretty gory description of the young girl's body that was found in the bathtub of the La Quinta Hotel. She was ravaged. And again, we're an adult show, so if you're driving home with your kids, you might want to tune out for a little bit. But for the first time, we've heard, excuse me, that not only was her body ravaged with torture and burns and scars and bruises, but that she was sexually assaulted both vaginally and anally. And that's why I took the DHS leaders, Lito Murillo and Mary Bermudez, to task when we finally had the opportunity to talk with them. I want to reiterate that, as I said, and I don't mean this arrogantly. JR has the same pull. Scott has the same pull. Most of our community leaders are willing to come and talk to the media on a day or two's notice. It took me weeks to get these people on this program via telephone for 15 minutes. That's just arrogance. You don't have 15 minutes, but I can talk to the mayor, I can talk to the board of supervisors, I can talk to Congressman Valadao from Washington for 15 minutes. You're telling me you're busier than a congressperson? And then, as if you were with us earlier or in a broadcast last week, you heard them give themselves an A. An A. An A. As we're about to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on an organization in San Diego to come tell us how we should take care of our children. But it's an A, right? And that's another thing in terms of transparency. We have no idea how much it costs. They knew. I threw out a ridiculous figure just to see if I could get them to fest. And I said, well, what if it costs us millions of dollars? They said, well, it's not going to be millions of dollars, but we can't talk about it right now. Shouldn't we know what it's going to cost before you approve this thing? And you think the board of supervisors is going to say no? No, now it's on them. They're not going to say no. No matter what it costs, they're not going to say no. But yet the leaders of DHS can't tell us, who's paying for it, by the way. I don't know if you know that. It's in all the papers. Can't tell us how much it's going to cost. It's no excuse. Just no excuse. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got? Well, you know, I think part of it is content. You know what I'm saying? Like the discussion they had on CNN about him running in 2028. I forget who the host is in the middle of the afternoon, but one of the liberal reporters broke her heart because one of the liberal reporters were like, he's trolling y'all. He's not running in 28. And she's like, dude, calm down. You're killing my content. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. It's about content. And I'm somewhat of a hypocrite. You're right, because I used it today myself. But just to disagree with them, watching their hair catch on fire and him trolling them with Trump 28 hats and just basically making fun of them, making fun of liberal Democrats. I love it. By the way, again, I asked this earlier. Did you see him on the USS George Washington doing the Trump with the soldiers? Doesn't that tell you something about our commander-in-chief, that our true heroes, our men in the military, absolutely adore the guy. Black, white, Latino, Asian. If you look in the audience, they are just elated to see him. And when he was doing the Trump, they were laughing, and he got up and said, some good-looking people here. I don't really like good-looking people. He was cracking them up. It was classic. And this trip thus far has been incredibly successful. His trip to the Orient. That is what it's called. The people are not Oriental, but the area is called the Orient. Don't call Asians Orientals. That's a rug. That's a region. It's not a person. It's not a people. You show your cards when you call Asians Orientals. That's straight out of 1975. That's something Archie Bunker would say. You know what I'm saying? Don't go with Asians. Trust me on this. And trust me, this is our final break of the day. As the Dodgers are mounting a little rally, they got runners on the corner with one out. And Mr. Playoff, Kike Hernandez. Little fly ball, Kike. That's all we need, baby. Base hit would be even better. How many pitches is my man thrown? Just turn around. It's right there on the right-hand corner. No. Ooh. That's not bad. But 33 in the innings, there's only one out. If we can get him in like 45 pitches after what? Where are we? Bottom of the second? Ooh. Because remember, their bullpen is just as decimated as ours. Ooh. It's part of my Halloween theme. Ooh, and Kike hits one down the line. Oh, it's foul. My bad. Quick timeout. Final of the day. Keep it locked. The Charlie Kirk Show at the top of the hour. Tomorrow is a Wednesday, hump day. Our former federal agent, Howard Marcus, will be with us. And we will round down our Today Show brackets on what is the best Halloween song ever. And I hate to spoil it, but it's going to come down to Thriller and Monster Mash. Where do you lie? Chris is a Thriller man. I'm a Monster Mash guy. As Kike flies out to the warning track, which scores Max Muncy, and the Dodgers have drawn first blood in Game 4. Thank you, Larry. We really appreciate it, man. I really do. I appreciate you coming in here and predicting we're going to lose. I really appreciate that. Final time out of the night. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com. Here comes Instant Out. Mr. 86. Oh, my bad. He's hitting 83. If he goes 0 for 4 tonight, man, you got to think about who else do we have? Maybe Dean or Call or one of those guys? It's not Conforto. I feel so sorry for that guy. Can you imagine?
And he's on a contract year too, which means he's probably not.
And did you know he's making $17 million? We paid 17. Did you do it? No. And every time it's a crucial play, it stops. Look at where it stopped. All right, we got one run. Oh, Lord have mercy. God, I wish I'd gone to bed. Texting for 45 minutes. Do you realize if we had just talked on the phone, we'd probably be on the phone for about 15 minutes tops?
Probably. That's what I was saying. You could have texted and called her, didn't you? Why didn't you just call her?
Because they text. She texted me and I responded and then just kind of went back and forth and
texting is easier for people, but I don't know. I'm one of those people that's like, I would prefer a phone call, to be honest with
Me
you.
too.
I'm just not always available for them.
Well, it is kind of cool, like if you're watching a ball game,
Yeah.
because you don't have to answer right in the midst of the play, or you can, take a couple of minutes. Yeah. Right. You can just kind of answer when you want to, but
personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-419-2387.
I think I'm going to do El Pollo. My grande avocado.
2387.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000?
Oh, damn, it's too late to do sushi.
Are you barely getting by making minimum payment? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs.
Yeah, probably.
National Debt Relief.
Yeah, I'd have to wait. It takes me like 20 minutes. What time is it? 10 till?
Yeah, 10 till.
I don't feel like that.
You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe.
Yeah, I might be putting away my clubs, man. Although I'm going to play this weekend. I'll play Saturday. It's going to be 79 degrees, but I was up at 6:30, dude. It's pitch black at 6:30, and we're changing time. There's no way those guys can play at 7 after next week. They got to move back to like 8.
I hate getting up at 5 and looking outside and being like, fuck, it's so dark.
It's dark. It's pitch black.
That's why I get like,
I woke up at.
I forgot to sell out of these, but I usually come to work in these in the morning.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Wow. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. The monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. They did the mash. It caught on in a flash. They did the mash. They did the monster mash. Wow. Something. Wow. Wow. Man. Michael and his swan. They did the. Wow. The Crypt Kicker 5? I've never really paid attention to the lyrics. That's pretty funny. 842-5376. We're wrapping up our Tuesday broadcast. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, Wednesday, Howard Marcus will join us. In the meantime, what do you got, Chris? Let's wrap this thing up. Yeah. What else? What else you got? If you had more, you would have said it. You just got so much evidence you couldn't even write it down in a text. It's all been adjudicated. You really want to live in 2020? Go ahead. That's what you guys just don't get it. You just don't get it. People don't live in their rearview mirror. They don't. And I was one of the most vocal people about 2020 and the machines and Terry Maxwell blaming the machines downtown and going to supervisorial meetings and crucifying our election staff and all this stupidity. I was one of the first verbal people about that, and I took just a drubbing by my listeners. But it's all been adjudicated. It's all in the past. It's all done. You can live in 2020 if you want to, but your biggest fear is whether or not he's going to run in 28, because if he did, he'd win. There's nobody in the Democratic Party. Gavin Newsom? You all don't even like Gavin Newsom. Democrats don't even like Gavin Newsom. I want to see him run a national campaign based on his record in California. Let's just start with high-speed rail. Let's hear him discuss that. When people in Iowa want to understand why something that was supposed to cost $10 billion is now like $150 billion. I don't know the numbers by heart, but you know, it's just been a travesty, and they're tripling and doubling down on it. They're still going with it like it's going to be an effective mode of transportation because everybody wants to go from Bakersfield to Merced. Don't you? Don't you guys want to visit Merced? And don't you think the Merced people want to come here? So that's worth spending billions of dollars. You know, this thing was supposed to be LA to San Francisco. You really think San Franciscans or people in my hometown of Los Angeles are going to give up their cars? Really? To spend $200 to be on a train so they can Uber around San Francisco? And it's one thing for me to Uber from my house to here, but try getting around Los Angeles in an Uber. Try being at LAX and you've got a meeting in Encino and doing that via Uber because you took the train from San Francisco to LA. Yeah, explain it. Tell me how much that is going to cost you when you're taking trains and Ubers around Los Angeles or San Francisco. Let's see how much that costs you. Just saying. 842-5376, 842-KER. And who you got? Daily Dave, what's really going on? I hope so. I certainly hope so. If we win tonight, I think it's over, Dave. Why is Randy ruining the game for me? Don't you have work to do? Don't you have a softball team to coach or something? Is Pedro about to hit one? Is that what he's telling me? I mean, why do I keep calling him Pedro Guerrero? He's one of our best third basemen, but it's not Pedro, it's Vladimir. Yeah, there he goes. Whenever Randy comes down the hall, something bad happens, and Pedro Guerrero just hit a 2-run home run to take the lead. We're fine. We're fine. Now go work. Don't you have something? Let me call Rogers Brandon. Go do your job. Coming down the hallway giving me bad news. Damn. All right, Dave. All right, buddy. Take care. Could he have run any slower? Big fatty. Big fatty. Ooh, that's up. It was right around his right in his wheelhouse. Good googly moogly. Look at that big old fatty. He built like his daddy. Built like his mama, but he ain't built like his daddy. Because like I said, I saw his daddy. His daddy still looks good. And he's as old as Randy. All of them staring 50 dead in the mug. Damn Giant fan. Come gleefully walking down the hallway. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, is that right, Ralph? They're going to win tonight, huh? Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. And then Pedro hits 2-run home run. That's right. I said Pedro. That's right. All I care about is pitch count. We were down 4-2 last night, Rand Dizzle. 4-2 we were down. I'm pretty sure we won. I'm just concerned. Whatever. I call him Pedro. I call him Pedro. What's the pitch count? Ooh, no bueno. No bueno. Yeah, but they got a better bullpen. Yeah, but they got a better bullpen than ours. Because we're going to bring in Kasparius. That's I can only be the reason Fox showed a single shot of him in the dugout. Although he's in the dugout. But I guess did the relievers stay in the dugout? No. He was in the dugout. So I don't, well. Yeah. Yeah. He's a bad man. He was due. I mean, what do you think we were gonna hold Vladimir Guerrero Jr. throughout the whole series? I mean, he's due. It's like Schwarber, who hit one out of the stadium. We still dominated them. Oh, is that right? Have they confirmed that they lost the baby? Look at how idiotic the Blue Jays are. They have a World Series jacket that the guy that hits a home run wears. We're the only organization that doesn't do that crap. Okay, granted, we throw sunflower seeds in the guy's face, but we don't have the triad. What crunch thing? That's a joke on, you know where that's from? Freddie Freeman was at a party, was dancing like that, and they're making fun of him. We don't wear a jacket, we don't put on a helmet, we don't have a triad. But yeah, we make fun of our players. Oh, they just kind of give it if it's a base hit, they give it a little lick. If it's a double, you damn skippy. And we do it to the bullpen as well. That's right. I got to get out of here. For Chris Burnick, I'm Ralph Bailey. That's what's really going on. Go Dodgers! Glad that's over. You ready? God, how do I do this? I got to be careful how I put this. 3, 2. So the preliminary hearing for Ray Mata, is it Jr.? Yeah, Jr. 3, 2. So the preliminary hearing for Ray Mata Jr. and Graciela Bustamante got underway in terms of the death of Genesis Mata. And according to KGT 17, some of the pictures were illustrated and the abuse was much worse than we even anticipated. DHS people should be ashamed of themselves. If this is the only case in 2024, it's one too many. 3, 2. It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Wednesday TRBS. Well, it's a Wednesday. Our former federal agent Howard Marcus will be here, and we'll sum up Game 4 and lead you into Game 5 of the 2025 World Series. All that, me at 3. It's TRBS, Newstalk 96.1, streaming live at kernradio.com. I'll see you at 3. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Ooh, good cut.